Hello, hello, everybody. Welcome back to Reality Realness with 3 S's. I'm your host, Chantele Francis, here to talk about episode 41 and 42 with Mika on a Monday. How are you doing today, Mika? And what do you have to say?
I could be better, I'm going to tell you. Only show that seems to understand itself right now is Love Island USA.
And what does that mean?
Because Love Island UK has decided they've lost the plot. This is probably the worst season since season 9. I'm sorry. It's literally the worst season since season 9. Maybe it might even top season 9 personally, because I at least like the winners of season 9. I'm not going to like the winners of this season. So I'm over that. And then now Big Brother just announced that they've taken away feeds, rewinding, and archiving. Isn't that fun? And I said they should be, whoever is a shareholder of CBS and Paramount should be pissed off right now. Because I'm sure that I'm not the only person who's about to call and cancel my Paramount subscription, right? Because I could just watch it for free on Pluto. I'm gonna miss whole hours, whole days of feed that I can't go back and rewind. Why am I paying for it? I'll just put it on Pluto and leave it on when I'm home, and otherwise I'll just miss days and watch Terrence update if he can do it. There's no reason.
I don't even know. Like, I was asking our manager over at our HAP, is like, will we be able? Like, I don't know how to cover the live feeds anymore, because I usually sit down and take some time out of the day to go back and watch all the conversations that need to happen, and without having that as an option, I think maybe this is the last season.
Yeah. So,
or unless somebody else takes it into their own hands and just like starts
with screen recording, which is crazy.
I mean,
you'd have to have like 4 computers and screen record every channel. It's wild. And so my whole thing is, CBS, you got rid of Love Island. You shipped Love Island away because you wanted to cut the days, because you did not want it to be on 5 days a week or 6 days a week or whatever it was. And you shipped it away, bought the Love Boat. We know how the Love Boat did. We covered it. If you want to go, we covered it on my channel or your channel? My channel, right?
I think it was mine.
Oh, yeah. Okay. We covered the Love Boat. If you want to know how the Love Boat did, we covered it. Go watch our coverage of it. You sat there and got rid of Love Island, gave up on it. It is now doing so well that it is the #1 reality TV show streaming right now. And we are begging for an extra day because there's not enough days in the week that they're giving us.
It's true. Hold on. We have Miss T Joy here joining us.
Hello.
Tamika is on a little bit of a rant here. She's mad at CBS
and Paramount. I
Paramount
am too. I mean, what are we doing here with the feeds? What are we doing?
I only kept my Paramount subscription because of feeds. I'm about to call them and cancel it. I'm going to save myself some money. There's no reason. Absolutely no reason to keep my subscription Paramount. I don't watch anything else on there. And I don't like the Big Brother edited product that much to keep the feeds. I mean, to keep the streaming service.
You could watch it on CBS.
Yeah, I'll just watch it and DVR it. I still have cable.
Yeah.
So they're going to do the feeds. They're just not going to allow you to go back, or what?
Correct.
What is it? Okay.
You can't go back. So you can't. So if you switch a camera, you can't go back to the other camera and try to go back and see
and
what
you missed.
Oh.
So my whole thing is, the reason why I liked that is because you can't do that on Pluto. Like, go to another. You could go to the other station, but you can't go back and rewind it. Well, now you can't do it on the streaming service, so I might as well just watch it on Pluto.
Exactly.
And miss what I miss, and switch to wherever I want to switch.
You're right.
And it's free.
But isn't this what happened to Big Brother Canada? Didn't they
Yes.
start
It's
by
different.
doing
It's
this, and then next thing you know, they didn't have feeds at all. The next thing you know, they're canceled.
different progression, but similar. Yeah. Well, that's very unsatisfactory, I would say.
Absolutely.
You know, why wouldn't they have taken maybe a cue from Big Brother Canada and see like the feeds is what makes the show?
Exactly.
And yes, they're live feeds, but not everybody can watch them live, but they do want to watch them. And it's just kind of, I think it's an idiotic move, but like Taryn, I think, is one of the biggest people that cover the live feeds, right? A lot of
Exactly.
people tune into his updates and then watch the show because they know what's going on, right? If they don't have the contents, I know a lot of people don't care to watch the show.
And
So,
how is he going to really cover if he can't?
I don't know how he's going to do it. I actually don't. We don't know. I was seeing like what's the plan, and nobody knows yet.
I am one of those people. I've already stated I don't like it was bad enough that they weren't going to have day one feeds after what happened to Kirsten, after what happened to Taylor. I did not want to even invest in it. Now it's off my priority watch list. I'm going to tell you the truth. I don't like their edited product. I do not like their edited show. There were days when the edited show was on, and you know what I was doing? Take a guess what I was doing.
Watching the live feed.
Yes, rewinding and going back and watching the entire parts of whatever live feeds I missed that day.
Yeah.
Or rewatching conversations because I was like, oh, I feel like I missed something in that conversation. Let me go, listen to Taryn's update. And they're like, oh, that happened. Okay, I think I missed that. Let me go back and rewind and listen. Like, that is what I was doing because I don't like their edited show.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I actually really don't know how it's going to work. But we're not here to talk about Big Brother.
No,
we're here to talk about Love Island.
Which is just as shit.
It's just as shit. Why? I mean, not that I disagree, but why?
Oh my gosh. Not crawling on the floor on the terrace. Like,
no, I don't even want to go there. But I'm going to say this. Hello, Kay. Love Island UK is officially in season 9 territory, where it is absolutely the worst season I have watched in the UK version. The only thing that saved season 9 was the winners of season 9, which was Sinam and Kai. Okay. So they were people of color. They ended up winning the show. That's not happening here. That's not going to happen here. And so it's like, this is going to be the worst season. I'm sorry.
Yeah, first week was good, and then it went down, and they just won't stop going downhill. It just won't. Well, we start off episode 41 with, just after the recoupling ceremony, we see Josh complimenting Mimi on her outfit and how she looks. He says that he liked the speech, and she thinks that he also looks sharp. I don't. What did Mimi say in that speech? Do you remember the speech?
That she likes the way he was treating her.
Right. Mm-hmm. Yes, treating her like the way that she deserved. Yes.
Mm-hmm. And she wasn't used to it. She didn't know that people did that. She hadn't she had never experienced it. And he's made it known that he's come for her. Something like that.
This is reminding me of right now a little bit of. I don't know if it's necessarily going to be Serena and Cornell, but not realizing the good thing that you have right in front of you because you want to go and dabble with something that's not. Like, I know that Serena didn't have somebody else to dabble with, but she wasn't really allowing Cordell to be the guy that he wanted to show up for her as, right? And it seems right now that Josh wants to show up for Mimi. And Mimi's just kind of like, well, I kind of want to go back to somebody that doesn't treat me that well because it's more familiar.
Right. It's familiar because it's familiar.
I actually slightly disagree for both of them. What it is having the experience of putting your all into somebody and them turning around and blindsiding you to the point where you can't trust anybody. And I think that was the case with Serena. And I think that's the case with Mimi. I don't think she trusts I don't think she trusts Josh that he just came in for her and that he won't do something similar that Io did. And I think same thing with Serena. Like I said, Ariana has stated that she was love bombed. That so when you're love bombed, and I do think kind of Josh is doing something similar. Is somebody comes in, they're like, "You're beautiful, you're this, you're that, like," and you're getting all this hype and everything on top of you, and then they do little things to like down on you actively, right?
I don't know if I agree. I understand though.
I think it's two different things with her and Serena, but I'm gonna just say this from my experience with my clients who are not used to being treated a certain way and they get into a new relationship and someone treats them the way that they have proclaimed that they wanted to be treated, right? They have stated that this is what they want. But once they experience it, it is a feeling that sometimes they feel
They don't
like
deserve it.
they're unworthy of it.
Mhm.
And they want to go back to the familiar because even though the familiar is bad, the familiar is what they're used to.
Comfortable.
And it's
home.
comfortable and they like it. And they don't have to have anxiety filled, right? Because someone who likes things simple gets very anxiety driven if they're out of their comfort zone and this person is actually treating them as they should be treated because their anxiety the whole time is like,
When is it going to stop and something's going to stop it? Yes. Yep.
Oh, like they're doing it for a particular reason, or
this doesn't happen to me. This can't happen to me. So I'd rather go back to this one that I know don't treat me right, but at least I know where he at and I don't have to wonder when the other
worried or second guessing. I know he's going to treat me like garbage.
I know he's going to treat me like. And I just think that's where she's at, and that's unfortunate.
And on top of that, I'm sorry, I feel like I feel like the people and the producers are playing mental warfare with this girl.
I can agree with
consistently going to her. Well, don't you think there's feelings there? There's feelings still there. Meanwhile, she had not stated there was feelings there. The person who stated that there were feelings there was Io. And then they took all of Io wanting Mimi, but not really wanting it, and threw it on top of Mimi and said, well, if he has feelings, you've got to still have feelings. And so you need to acknowledge that you have feelings for him because while he's never going to come to you, he has feelings for you.
I definitely feel as though Josh has an interest in Mimi, and I feel like he is trying. And I would probably be a little bit of annoyed and frustrated with all the people,
Absolutely.
including the producers, like pushing this narrative. It's kind of, and Josh is like, well, what am I here for? Like, I want to pursue something with this person. And she says that she wants to with me, but then everybody else keeps on saying that there's something more going on that I'm unaware of. I'd be kind of frustrated and annoyed. And to be honest, I hope that he moves on to Grace.
Oh, I mean, if he can, because at this point, I think they're getting dumped.
Mimi and Josh?
Did you not just see this cliffhanger that just happened? That they
right, I know, but you think that they're going to get dumped? You think it'll be that bad?
You haven't read the comments?
Oh, no, I haven't. I literally just
the people are really going in on her. They are
it's
really
bad. She had so much public favor. It's very similar, I feel like, to what happened with Whitney last season. Remember, Whitney was like, white people loved her, black people loved her. She just had to find somebody to get to the end with. She found Lock-In. People tried to say, oh, well, I don't think he's really into her. But then it was like, oh, no, he's really into her. And she was on track to probably win the show. And then they took an argument and put it at the end of the show with Ella and said, oh, no, this is who Whitney is. And people started hating her. And then when they came out, her and Ella, they said, what are you talking about? That argument happened weeks ago. So that's like them taking Janae and Serena's argument from earlier this season and packing it onto the end and saying, oh, this happened. And knocking their public opinion down so much that they do not win the show. That is what they did to Whitney. That's what they did to Whitney.
Fair point. Fair point. Ugh. Okay, well, Jess and Io have a conversation, and you know what though? I actually think I hate this season. I'm so mad with all this story.
What do you think I've been saying?
Well, it's just like, are you all right? Like, no, I'm all right. Are you all right? Or I'm not all right. Well, and they're talking about her speech, and in her speech, she said communication is key, and he's actually taking offense to this, but in a passive aggressive way, and not being very clear about the fact that he's annoyed. And she's like, well, I didn't really say anything that wasn't true. And he's like, he feels as though she shouldn't have said that in front of everybody, that putting him on blast or whatever. And I'm just like,
you know what's also pissed me off? That they have me actually agreeing with Jess a lot.
I didn't agree with Jess. Say again?
It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. It is absolutely ridiculous. He talks in riddles, and then Mimi comes over there and is like, well, I can read between the lines because you got to piece it together. Ma'am,
that was
no,
later
he's
on,
a
and
full
like,
adult. Nobody should have to piece his words together, talking full.
And you didn't piece too much together because you didn't realize, like we did, that the man was going to dump you as soon as he could.
Exactly.
Now, okay, just jumping ahead to the end of the next episode, with the whole meet me at the terrace bullshit, what if Io does not show up? Do you think that he could possibly not do that?
Yeah.
Yeah, he could not do that.
The biggest pie in her face?
Because again, she's done all of this, and he over there telling Jess and telling Josh, it's over on my end. So once again, she's looking like the fool. He did all that flirting with you back and forth. And now when you want to come and talk about the feelings, he don't even care because he ain't had no feelings for you in the first place.
He just wants to have your attention.
In your face the whole time.
He has gone from I want both of them to there's feelings on my part. She won't even look at me. It's hard to see her in the villa with somebody else to now talking about, well, I'm so shocked that she kissed me. And I'm so shocked that she thinks that there's underlying feelings. There's nothing there for me. I hope. That's the only thing I can hope.
I'm sorry, Bibi, that your feelings are going to be at stake here, but I think you need to learn that man is not interested in
He don't want you.
Not at all. And I just need her to see it, because we thought that him bringing back Jess would be enough, but it clearly isn't enough, because you have annoying people like Sean being like, oh, don't you say there's feelings still going on? There's feelings. And I'm like, if he brings that up again, like
I can wring his neck. And all you need to do with the Pisces is just plant one thought in their head. And they make up a trillion stories in fantasy land. And she has like just spun this thing back to this man want her. And he does not. He does not.
He doesn't want her. And that's this is my
thing. He don't want Jessica either. He don't want none of them.
Somebody said it, and I'm going to say it. I don't understand why she's getting shit for it, because Ekin went back to Davide after he treated her like pure shit, and they won the show. And the only reason I could think that she is getting this much, and I already told you, I never thought that Davide liked Ekin that much either. I mean, other people did, but I didn't. And the only reason why I feel like she's being treated this badly is because she's Black and she does not get that autonomy. Mm-hmm. Io doesn't like her. We all know this. She does not know this. Somehow she does not know this. I mean, she wouldn't be the first person in the villa that got dumped by a guy and go back to them. Not even in this villa.
Did it already happen a couple times though?
Yeah.
Wait, happening? I feel like they've already broken up and got back together like 10 times.
Well, Uma stole him. That was different. She took him back, and he stayed with her after that.
I thought you said that there was another round that happened.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyways,
no, he left her. The next time he left her was Plaza.
I thought you said that they went back and forth with Jess and Uma more than just her stealing her once.
When he was with Uma?
Yeah, Uma to Mimi.
No.
Anyways, you had
You
told
had
me.
said this was going to be the third time. You had said they had done it 3 times. That's what you had said to Mika. And then Chantele was confused, and then you broke it down as to show us the 3
Right,
times.
so 3 times. Yeah, Uma stole him.
Before
She
this
stole him
time
back.
though.
No. Uma stole him. She stole him back. Caso more.
Okay, but you had said 3 times before this time. That's where the confusion came in. So I understand what both of y'all are saying, but I do remember you saying it had already been 3 times when we were talking last week. So I think that's the
It doesn't
confusion.
matter. What you're saying is what I always believe, but you said something different before. That's it. Doesn't matter.
I don't even know then. I have no idea. What I'm saying now is she obviously does not realize that he does not like her. And I don't know what people want from her, considering she's still in. It's like living with your ex, like freaking Rachel Lindsay's got to still sit there and living with her ex, and then imagine that you're sitting there with somebody in your ear constantly. Well, don't you think you guys want to get back together? Don't you think there's still feelings there? Don't you think that you and you with Rachel Lindsay, you see her traveling and getting outside her house. Mimi is locked up in that house and can't leave. Unless she just
and they are so two-faced. Karen and Nicole sat there, listened to her, and Karen couldn't wait to tell Josh, yeah, it's on Mimi's part. It's still feelings that on Mimi. It is over on Io's part, but Mimi, And I'm like,
that was so weird to me, because he told her the correct thing, because she did not know that Io was going around saying that there's nothing there on his side, because he was telling her that there was something still there. And then he went to Kieran, Josh, and all of them and said, no, there's nothing there, which I agree. And then Kieran goes to her, no, don't you understand? Io has nothing there. She's like, but that's not what he's saying to me. And so instead of saying, well, she's saying that Io's saying that to her, he's going to go to Josh and say, oh, there's feelings on Mimi's side, but Io, no. What the fuck are you talking about? Why do you think that Sean is the one that keeps opening his big fucking mouth talking about that Io, there's still feelings there? You think he's pulling that out his ass?
Exactly.
So Nicole and Kieran have a conversation after the recoupling, and Nicole just feels like because he asked her to be his girlfriend, that this was the best thing that could ever possibly happen. And there's no part of me that enjoys their storyline and what they contribute to this season, and they'll probably win the show. Yeah, there's no part of me that likes anything that they offer. I don't like the advice that Nicole gives anybody, and also Kieran being halfly a pot stirrer with like this information that I just wish that he would just be quiet about.
Actually, at this point, I kind of hope that Kieran and Nicole win, because I see a lot of people backing Matilda and Sean, and I do not want that fucking man to win. So it's either Kieran or Nicole, or Sean and Matilda. And I've already said to you, neither of the people that I think is going to win this show is going to allow this to like this season to recover. This is going to be the worst season ever. So I'm telling you right now, if Kieran and Nicole win, fine. But if Sean and Matilda win,
Sean and Matilda?
Go on the IG comments. Go in Facebook. These people believe Sean and Matilda. They will vote for them.
That would actually.
I can't. After today, y'all, I got it. I can't do it.
I told you. That's why I said that I don't know if after this, if I can continue watching this, because it's like watching a slow train wreck. That is like you can't stop it, because we're slowly just going to the end where it's going to be a shit ending, guys.
I can't.
I don't see it recovering.
I think it's because we don't care about any of the couples.
None.
And almost nobody individually anymore either.
No.
Correct.
No.
Like, obviously, like, I'll vote for Mimi with whatever she does, but like, everybody sucks. Everybody
sucks.
Please
Everybody.
say it again.
We see Jess complaining to Grace about the whole situation, about the conversation with Io, because Io, like, she was being so honest, and she would just say the communication thing, and she didn't think it was that bad, and she's complaining to Grace and Jessie, and then Mimi joins them, and that's when Mimi was like, you know, you just had to learn how to, like, read between the lines, like, just showing that she really understands him, and I'm like, you don't understand the man.
You don't.
You
And
don't.
then to come over and try to tell her, even though you have a past with him, is her man now. And then you're going to try to tell her how to talk to her man. I mean, yeah, it's real messy. It's real messy.
Hey, Danita, boo.
Hi, Danita.
So bad. So bad. It's so bad.
What did I say, Danita, on my podcast last night that we were just talking about? If you are going to scam me good,
Yeah.
so that I believe you, so that I want to root for you. None of these people are scamming me good.
None of them.
They can all go to shit right now.
None of them.
Rachel says, hi, ladies.
Hi,
It is
Rachel.
so sad. No love and just bad vibes.
Bad.
Especially
Everybody
because we're
needed a
getting
pod.
so much
Every single person needed to be pied. I was sick of all of them. I wanted all of them to get a pie in the face. I was like, I'm so sick of everybody.
Yeah, and also Hayes reminding us that there's been limited challenges and mid bombshells. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like, we've had 2 different challenges and they've started drama, but like they didn't even have to start the drama that these people are starting. They've insisted. That's why I'm saying I think my theory is that Mimi was the highest vote getter girl wise.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you, white people on Facebook love her.
Yes, at one time I think
Loved.
she was. I really think she was.
Well, somebody in here says they still love her. It's the black people who won't ride for her, which does not surprise me. I'm sorry, UK. I'm so glad you guys cannot vote in the USA.
Right.
They would certainly try to get my Serena and Janae out. But I have this theory that when they did that single Islander votes, she was like the top girl. And they have since been trying to sabotage her using the other Islanders, using this mental warfare to get her back to Io. And it's annoying. It's actually annoying me.
I mean, I don't know how she's feeling, but I'm just thinking about me. If this was me in the situation, like, I would just not get back together with him out of spite. You know what I mean? Like, there's some spite.
You know that I wouldn't.
Say what you want about Grace, but that's Grace. Like, say what you want about her, because I do say some things about her. But even if she did want Joey, she wasn't gonna get him the satisfaction.
She's not giving that man the satisfaction.
Like, I'm not
She's gonna kiss Ruben harder. She gonna kiss Ruben.
I'm gonna kiss him harder in your face. Like, I'm not even, because I don't even want Ruben like that. He done made me mad, interrupting my cereal. But I'm about to kiss him like I ain't never kissed him before in front of you. Like, that's one thing about Grace. She not gonna give. You know what I'm saying? But Mimi all over. I'm like, child. Like,
but to be fair, listen. Again, I'm going to be fair because I definitely wouldn't. I already told you guys that I've ghosted men that I'm just like, I saw you on Instagram, like you said you were going to take me out on a date, and I saw you out in the city living it up. So where was the date? Bye.
Right.
Right. Absolutely. And if you saw him out, you would just not see him.
Yes.
You would be like, don't recognize him, don't
see him. I don't talk to the person. But I am going to be fair. There are women who literally have done what Mimi is doing, and they don't even have to see this ex, right? They're like, at all. They put themselves in the position to have to see the ex for whatever reason, and they weren't even with this ex for as long as Mimi was with Aya. I mean, she was with him for a month. Like, so what I'm saying is, people have this expectation that Mimi should just do what they think she should do. But there's people out on the road who ain't doing what she should do with half the amount of time. 1 week, 2 week, not one night stand, and they sitting there bumping it, trying to bump into the guy. Oh, are you here? It's not like you're not here every Friday, and I'm just.
I mean, I'd rather somebody trying to sneakily bump into somebody than inviting him to the terrace and being on her knees so nobody sees it. I'd rather that.
That was just a bad way to go out. I'm sorry.
Bad way. It's just so.
You gotta have some pride. You gotta have some pride.
She needs to get out of that villa. I feel so bad for her when she gets out and like her family has to explain to her the stuff that he was saying behind her back, the things that he was doing to her behind her back, and that nobody ever told her, that nobody ever explained to her. I feel so bad for this girl. I feel absolutely bad for her.
Me too.
Well, I think definitely what you're saying about her getting one thought in her mind and just making a completely new story is probably what the culprit is of her taking this action. Because if she's thinking like, oh, well, maybe if I feel this way, maybe then Io feels this way, then maybe if I want to be meeting him at the terrace, he's going to also want to be meeting me at this terrace. And we can actually like have a real conversation, the conversations that we haven't been able to say to each other, which I don't think that he is capable of having. There's no, remember, you can't communicate. You can't, he doesn't say.
But she thinks he's communicating. That's what she keeps, because every time she keeps saying, well, no, there's feelings there. We're just putting them to the side. And there's feelings there. Like whenever we sit down, we have just all this chemistry and we're always flirting. And I'm like, what chemistry? I don't see the chemistry. Like I'm not
the chemistry the first week. I don't see it now.
I don't see it now. But she says that there's still chemistry there. And it might be because I can't stand the man and I practically hate him, but I just don't see it. But sometimes I'm like, well, maybe it's just me, but there are some people who see it, but I don't see it. And I think majority of people do not see it.
I think she's confusing flirting with chemistry, like because he is trying to flirt with her in the conversation, and I think she's confusing that with.
And some people are just flirts, like that's just natural to them, but they'll flirt with anybody. That just means that they're a flirty whore. Like it doesn't mean that they like chemistry with everybody.
Excuse me. I'm a flirty whore.
No, you're not a flirty whore. Remember, I was telling you flirt with the people at the bar.
But I just said flirty whore. You like Chantele?
No, because she was making a face when you were saying it. She was making her flirty face. So I was like, Chantele.
It was very unintentional.
Oh my God.
I mean, if I want to flirt, I can flirt, you know? So Sharnice is saying here, and I don't be saying nothing. What lines are there to be read between? I think the lines, what she's should be reading between the lines is that this man is just not that into you.
No. Right. And he only wants you because you're with somebody now. Yes. And to be fair, I said this episode that we're supposed to be talking about 41, that I feel like Joey wants to get rid of Grace and Io wants to get rid of Mimi. Like I feel like,
get rid of Mimi.
Yeah, like I feel like both of them, if they could get rid of both of them in order to continue their love story, that's what they would do. It's like the other woman is stopping the love story instead of that you fucked up the love story.
But I actually, well, I mean, fine. If that's I could see that being their MO. But I don't think that either of them like Jessie or Jess. Like, I think that they want to have this triangle situation. Like, I think that they want to have that. I don't think that they actually want the other person to leave because then, oh, well, I'm just got to focus on this person that I don't really like that much. Like, I need more going on in order for me to feel like I'm important and relevant. So,
well, that's their Leo-ness wanting the harem.
Yeah, they're both Leos. Fucking annoying.
Yeah, they want the harem, right? But
and they're dealing with people that like Jessie's better for Joey for sure than Grace is astrologically, sun sign. Mm-hmm. But yeah, maybe this is how okay, I'm gonna take notes. Leo men.
Yeah, they both want the harem. The problem is the people in the harem aren't towing the line. So Grace definitely not towing the line. So get rid of her. Mm-mm. Mimi was towing the line. That's why he was like flirting and oh yeah, there's still something there, but but keep it on a string. And then the line stopped. You know why? Joss walked into the villa and she actually started to get to know him.
Mm-hmm.
And then the flirting started, and that just made her mind get all, as Dreadful Ruby here is saying, him coming with the flirty energy, and she has the feels, so she's reading it how she wants to read it. Yeah.
Correct.
Absolutely.
Correct.
And yeah, it's like, no, you do not have an accurate read. You inaccurate, delusional.
No.
Stop it, Pisces.
But I feel like in both situations they're both manipulating it to what they want, and now these women won't turn the line by just focusing their energies on these triangles. That now I personally feel like they both trying to get them kicked out of the villa.
I feel I haven't talked to you in so long. I know you do not watch any love shows at all. But are you going to? We should cover the Amazing Race Canada. What do you think? Let me know, Philly. Okay, so in this conversation, Mimi's now, you see her starting to get the ick a little bit with Josh, because I think it's because Josh wants her to have to be into him like she was in the beginning, like when he first showed up, like I think she was giving him the energy, and then like we're saying, the flirting started, and now she's not fully giving him the energy because I think she doesn't want to go too far with Josh because she doesn't want to necessarily push Io away. That she might still want to have the opportunity to spin the block, right? Yeah. So now she's not really giving Josh the energy. Josh is getting kind of annoyed, I think, by this, and I think rightfully so, because she started off giving him okay energy, and now everybody started to say these things about her and Io. She says it's not the case, and but she's also just not treating me the same. But now she's kind of getting the ick. She thinks she needs to walk on eggshells around him because he kind of got annoyed by her having conversations with Io without just keeping him in the loop and up to date. So I'm feeling for Josh because I think he thought from her words and her actions when they first started talking that she was more open to being with him. And I think that now that Io is showing some interest, she's not anymore.
I agree. I totally agree. And I think he feels like I'm really trying to put my best foot forward here, and I am trying to treat you how you want to be treated, but yet you still are trying to ling on to this man who ain't treated you like nothing the whole time and still isn't going to treat you. So he feels mugged off. I can understand it.
He's also 5 years older than them, right?
He's 30, right? 29.
29. So maybe he's just tired of all the nonsense, like Kay's saying here. I would be kind of annoyed. Because Io's 24 as well, right?
I don't know how old Io.
I know Mimi's 24. But Io might be young as well. Lolly and Connor have a conversation. I wrote nothing about it. Is there anything I missed?
Nope.
Fair. Jess and Io talk again, and he doesn't want people to tell him what to do. And that whole attitude that he has is really annoying. It's the same attitude. Who said this? Miguel said in USA how, he doesn't care about what he's done. He doesn't want to judge him or say anything about the things that he does. And I'm just like, okay, fine. But then don't do whatever you want, but allow people also to be offended by it. If you can't say I don't care, I'm going to do what I want, but that doesn't also mean that you get to regulate how anybody reacts to the things that you do. And Io's doing something similar here, being I'm going to say what I want to say. I'm going to do what I want to do. And Jess is like, yeah, you can, but I can have an opinion about it. Right. But Io and Jess, I'm kind of bored with them. And then when he said, come here, and she just gets over and sits beside him, I'm like, off. Make them work harder, right? Or am I crazy?
No, you're not. No, you're not. No,
I would never be that scared to lose a man.
Nope.
If you could lose him that easily, it's do you really want him?
Absolutely not.
These people
are so strange. Maybe
they're so needy is what they are.
I mean, to be fair, none of these people like each other. I mean, so maybe I can also understand why Mimi's confused, because none of these people like each other.
She thinks she likes him though, Tamika.
No. What I'm saying is other people be like, oh, you want a connection like Karen and Nicole, or such and such and such as none of these people like each other.
Yeah, I don't think they like each other. So people are calling Josh controlling because of that. And Kay is also saying that Josh's ego and pride is brute. Yes. Well, we know that men's ego can be fragile. Absolutely. Also, I think he also thinks that Bibi should appreciate that he's trying to show her the energy she deserves. I agree with both of those things. And like, I would also understand not wanting to, like, bruising someone's ego is just like hurting someone's feelings. It's kind of about having a little bit of respect for the person that you're choosing to couple up with, or say that you're wanting to get to know and explore. And so, yeah, it's a bruised ego. Yeah, its feelings hurt for sure, but it's also disrespect. And I don't know, I wouldn't want somebody to be continuously doing that. Like, are you just going to be doing this the whole time, or like, are we working on something together? So,
and I think we all want to feel appreciated. So I get that. Like, I would want somebody to appreciate my effort as well. Like, you know what I mean? If I'm going out my way, I'm getting up extra early, I'm cooking you breakfast, I'm setting stuff up in the hideaway, we swing and have a drink, I'm setting up stuff, breakfast, my little dessert waffles on the terrace. Like, I'm trying here.
All of what y'all are saying is the first way to give me the ick.
If someone makes you walk,
throwing every single thing that you've ever done for me back in my face.
Throwing it in your face, absolutely,
yeah, absolutely.
No, it sucks.
But I don't think he threw it in her face. I was just saying that it's nothing wrong for wanting to be appreciated for the effort that you put into someone. You should do it because you want to do it, but also people like to feel appreciated.
And like, I can understand, like, in the context of Love Island, where, you know what I mean? Like, you're just like, you just want to be appreciated. You just want to have these connections, and like, that something that you're working towards is actually working. Because I think it would make you feel like a game is being played if you're not getting their appreciation back, right? Like, it's like, oh, you only were entertaining me because you wanted to get picked for this rose ceremony, or this recoupling. So Ruben thinks that Jess really smashed it in her speech, and I was thinking, I'm like, maybe because at this point Grace is not that into Ruben, maybe he's opening the door open for a possibility with Jess. Do you think that that's what was going on there?
That's what I thought, because why? He was like, yours was the best one. And I'm like, no, it was not. What are you talking about?
I mean, I think for the fact that he was talking about communication and calling out Io, I guess. I don't know.
I liked him and Jess's energy, to be fair.
I mean, what is it? He's Sagittarius and Aries. Fire. It'll work decently. All right, it's bedtime. I didn't write anything about that. In the morning, we see Io and Sean bringing drinks to Jess and Matilda. And then Kieran tells them, then they tell her that to go to the sun deck, or to the deck. And I'm just like rolling my eyes. Like, I can't take these romantic gestures of Kieran. Like, it's just annoying to me. So Nicole and Kieran do meet up, and he does make her breakfast, some toast and scrambled eggs. They have breakfast together. Anything else that I missed about this? No. Ruben, Io, and Sean have a conversation, and Sean's just buzzing because yesterday was the best day he's had at the villa. Io vocalizes that he was annoyed a bit by Jess's speech, and Ruben is also a little bit annoyed by Grace's speech, because if we remember, Grace had said basically made it very clear that she's open, and they're both open to exploring. And I'm like, ouch. Like, that's kind of rough.
Yeah, it was.
Kind of rough. Ruben wants to speak to Grace, and she's making cereal, and she's like, I'm just gonna have something to eat. Can it wait? And he says no, and she was pissed.
She was that one little pebble of cereal went in that bowl, and she was like, okay. Like,
now, do you think that he should have waited, or do you think that it was better how he handled it?
The only reason why I think he should not have waited, and he actually did the correct thing, was because he had said the night before that everything was okay. And I feel like if he woke up and had a change of heart, which is what I think happened, I think it'd be better to just go ahead and get that out of the way rather than like have her eat breakfast and then she's lollygagging with the girls and then she like I think I do think it would have like been like, well, where's this coming from? Why are you all of a sudden saying this? You were okay with it last night. And I think he did the right thing. Like, I woke up, I feel this way. Let us have this conversation and get it out the way so that it doesn't linger on for the rest of the thing. I mean, to be fair, I would have brought my plate of food with me.
I know.
I would have done.
Tempted to throw it in his face, but I mean,
I would have ate my cereal while he was talking.
I would have ate my cereal. I would be like, really? Okay. But you last night said that you were okay with it.
Do you know what? I'd probably just let him talk and just eat.
Yeah.
And be like, I'll say something after I'm finished eating. Kay says, listen, I'd be pissed if you interrupt me in the middle of me and my Cocoa Pebbles time. Is that what she was eating? I feel like I didn't recognize the brand.
I thought that's what she was eating.
It looked like a Cocoa Pebbles. Like,
yeah.
I definitely haven't had Cocoa Pebbles in like 35 years. So maybe it's the new box. Yeah, you can talk while I chew. Exactly. Kay says, to be honest, Ruben did make the right decision to tackle it immediately versus dragging it out for no reason.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yeah. So in their conversation, it seems like Grace and him come to some sort of understanding, but she's being, I think, a little bit bitchy, in my opinion.
Yes. To me, she was being bitchy because my thing is you said, okay. And then you went and bitched about it to everybody and their mother. Yeah.
Well, and the thing is, too, it's kind of like, no. The fact that they said that they're going to be open, they're still getting to know people, but you're at a recoupling at this point now. So putting that out there is just a little bit like a dig, it's like, it's a little bit of, it's like rude. And so I understand why he was taking, she was hangry though. Then, yeah, so she was full when she was telling everybody. She'd already eaten, I think. Ruben and Grace, in their conversation, she said that she was liking getting to know him. She liked talking to him. She thought they're on the same page. When they went to bed, like everything was fine. And like you said, Mika, when he woke up, he realized, like, you know what? I didn't like the way that made me feel, and I'm still thinking about it. I want to address it. And I don't know why she didn't just want to hear him out, like, and just be like, you know what? I'm sorry that I know that we said that we're going to be open, but you can't maybe putting it on blast out there made it seem like we're in a friendship couple and we're not really working towards something. So I'm sorry about that. Whatever.
I agree.
So then right after we see Grace complaining to Matilda, and yes, I like girls, but Matilda has no discernment and it pisses me off. Like, I feel like she could have been, like, she's always supporting, which, okay, great. But couldn't she say a little bit like, well, like, I can understand why his feelings are hurt.
She don't care. So she just like,
she just doesn't care. All right, we got a text. They're going to be playing game sex match. And basically, I just wrote down what the questions were. I didn't really go through, like, who said what and who got water thrown in their face. But it was a good game.
It was.
I thought it did bring out some drama.
Right.
A lot of drama. I wish we just had more of these games throughout the season.
Exactly.
Correct. That is what we have said.
Adding them now because they've seen all the complaints.
Well, I mean, they don't have anything going on. These couples are not couples, and they're like, people are complaining because you're basically throwing Mimi under the bus every 2 days. Like, you're going to throw her on the bus, and she has no chance to win. So you use a black woman's pain, then you use her hate, and then you dump her that she can never win the show. It's gross, actually, to be fair.
Maybe they're gonna dump Joey because maybe his weekly stipend is too much, and they're gonna get rid of him.
He needs to go. Him and Sean, both of them.
Yeah,
it's so annoying. So the questions were partner's favorite sex position. There was one that I heard that I've never. Oh, speed bump. Was that just like lying?
What
on
is
your
that?
Stomach?
I want to know because
I'm assuming lying on your stomach and then the guy lies on top of you. That's my guess.
Oh,
right. I don't know. Enlighten us, chat. Who would your partner couple up with? Obviously, people are going to be saying, in the Mimis and the Ios and the. Now, at the end of it, the biggest drama was that Joey said, "Oh, if Grace was being for real, she would have said me."
If Grace was being for real, she would have said Josh, because we all know she would couple up with Josh in a heartbeat.
And
who did she
Ruben
say?
Josh
She said Io?
She said Josh.
She did say Josh. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I was
This
like,
is why I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? She said the person we all know that she would couple up with.
Right.
Who was it that said, like, I think it was Jessie, who she would actually couple up with in the real world?
Right. She was like, you're not her type in the real world. Like.
Okay, yeah, so that's correct. Girls lie down on their tummy and guy gets on top.
Okay.
I'm trying to think if I ever done it.
Jessie was cooking. I'm not a big fan of Jessie because the fact that she just keeps on going back to Joey makes me hate her. Not hate, but dislike her. But sometimes she has some good clapbacks.
She does.
And the way she be acting like she checking him or getting stuff off her chest. And I'm like, child, he is ignoring everything you say. He don't care what you just was saying. She was like, I feel so much better now. I'm like, she is so delusional.
To be fair, both Jesses were cooking with Grease this episode because they were clapping back. They were tired of it.
So embarrassing. Joey is so embarrassing.
I could not. I'm telling you right now. And that's what I'm saying. I probably could never date a Leo. I can't do it.
Mm-hmm.
I could date a Leo, just not that Leo. But the thing is, so I think just because I'm so much more aloof and I just would put him on ignore, that I think I might be able to manage him a bit. Maybe.
Maybe that's what Jessie's doing. She just turns it off and on.
Yeah, maybe.
Because I can't do that. I will just stop talking to you.
Right? Yeah, I would stop talking to them, and then they would just come crawling back, and I don't think I'd take them back. Joey thinks that Grace should have picked him. Shut up. Who is more invested in the relationship? You got I thought a lot of truce went there. I think so. The couples are basically determining what their partner are going to be saying, and then they're going to be moving towards the net. Every point that they get, whichever couple gets there first is going to be the winning couple. So I think Mimi had said that Josh was, and Josh also agreed with that. Which is true. So they got a point at least for being.
Yeah. Io said he was the person in the relationship that cared the most. And Jess is like, I think it's me. I think it's you too, Jess. I think it's you.
Oh man, Kay says Joey is so dense he doesn't realize that he's made it well obvious that he's the one obsessed with Grace.
Exactly.
Okay. I was wondering because I was watching After Sun, and the only person on the panel who agreed that it's Joey obsessed with Grace was India. And the guys were like, no, she's obsessed with him. And I was like, is there a guy?
I saw that as a thumbnail on something before, and I watched the episode, and I was like, oh, we're gonna find out that Grace really has something hanging in for Joey, and I'm like, I don't really see it. I don't think that she will go back
either.
I think she's putting energy in it because she just wants to twist the knife and
the knife
the salt, and she just is.
But she's not the only one. That's the problem. It's I could understand if she was the only one, she was, the bunny boiler. But that's not the case. He's doing it just as much to her. So why is it coming off as Grace is the one that is still into Joey? I don't see it.
It's
Grace,
I see her walking around the villa, looking at me. I'm like, I don't see that.
I don't believe that. I swear to gosh that if right now, if Josh snapped his fingers, she would come.
You know this is what I really think that Joey was doing, because this whole game was all about him wanting everybody to hear that Grace is still into him. I think that he's trying to make sure that all the black men that she has interest in, or that may have interest in her, will not want to pursue her anymore because she'd be tied up in some sort of situationship with Joey, and so that it will just leave her not being able to move on. So I think that I don't know if it will get dumped, but I think it's more than her getting dumped. I don't think that he likes that she likes black men. I don't think he likes that.
Oh yeah.
And so I think it's for the most part to make sure that she doesn't move on and get into something strong with someone black. That's all I can say. Kay says, it's the misogyny and delusional juice he's been sucking back all summer long. Yeah.
Amen, sister.
Oh, okay, that's coming up next, I think. So what don't you like about your partner? What was there a good one about that? Oh, the nail biting. If I was Kieran, I'd hate to nail her on Nicole's too. She's just like
Nicole is annoying. Her whole voice, everything about her is annoying.
I hate to say it, but I feel like Nicole needs medication. She's just anxiety filled.
Yeah.
And like the nail biting, because I do bite my nails, but I don't bite my nails as much as I did when I was younger because I'm not so as anxiety filled on the daily, right? But when I was a kid, I was shy. I was full of anxiety, constantly, by myself. Like those, like I probably should have been medicated, but they didn't believe in that back in the day. But I swear, like just her neuroses that she's always on, she needs help. It's jarring.
Absolutely.
It's jarring.
And I have a feeling she has been on medication. And I have a feeling that as she got older and she was out of the high school and high pressure, like anxiety filled situation, she kind of weaned herself off of it and had coping mechanisms. But I think this is just brought it back up. But I have a feeling she has been on medication. I have a feeling she has been.
I wouldn't be. Yeah.
Maybe she had to come off it to be on the show.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Because Kay's saying, agreeing with us that she's also constantly moving her self-soothing. Absolutely. So I could see maybe she needs to sort that out.
So the nail biting is like her, like just trying to hold on to her last little sanities.
Yeah. Well, it's a soothing thing, right?
Yeah,
to keep you I mean, I don't do any of those things, but I can understand.
I used to suck my thumb. I
wonder how long, right? I mean, because when they were eating breakfast, she was like, "Oh, I can get used to this. The boyfriend making me breakfast, every day." He was like, "No, it's not gonna happen. Outside of here, it probably wouldn't happen, right?" And she laughed it off. And I was thinking to myself, they're in this bubble. I really don't. They're saying all this, "I love you." I really don't think they're gonna last because once you have to go to work and do all of these other things, and you got somebody constantly texting you, "You didn't call me. You said you was gonna call me when you got off."
You're not making it.
I was in the shower. You weren't in the shower. You were doing something else. I saw you were on social media. You liked somebody's picture.
I'm telling you, they're not making it through Heathrow. He's going to walk through Heathrow, and the girls are gonna be like, "Karen," and she's like, "What? This is what?"
It's not
Poor guy.
They're not making it through Heathrow. I'm sorry.
She's gotten progressively worse as the season has progressed. Yeah, definitely. And it's probably because her feelings for Kieran have gotten stronger. But yeah, she's going to stress him. She's textbook for insecure attachment, 100%. So I can't remember what the exact question was, but it's the fact that Joey thinks that Grace intentionally befriended Jessie to get to him. And I'm like, you've lost
He's lost his mind. He's lost his mind. He is insisting that Grace is a bunny boiler. He's insisting on it. Like that she came up with this plot to come on the show and do all this stuff and stop him from getting having a. I'm like, if that was the case when she was in Casa, she would have encouraged Jessie to find somebody else, like she could have.
Right.
Or maybe she knows the biggest punishment is to actually be with him.
Grace consciously made an effort to not penalize Jessie for what went on between her and Joey, because in the beginning they were Jessie felt like Grace was snappy towards her, cold, all of that stuff, right? And she really had to say to herself, okay, she right. You know what I mean? And try to
I think the producer said that to her, but yes.
Yeah, but try to just kind of like chill. And then she was like, "Oh, she cool." And then they just started talking and stuff like that. But she was not out. Everything is not about you. Oh my goodness.
He literally made this entire game about him somehow. And I was
Yeah.
like, even like other people's relationship that wasn't a Grace or a Jessie. And I was just like, what?
Mm-hmm.
Everything
Who
was
won't
about-
last on the outside? Who is getting the most votes there?
Oh, Sean said Jess and Io. So Jess was mad again about that.
I mean, I would be as well, but like she's insecure about what's going on. So,
Mhm.
and then with
Grace
Sean,
and Ruben,
and
they said Grace and
defense.
Ruben. They said Grace and Ruben too, and I think that was it. Oh, somebody said Jessie and Joey.
None of them lasted.
Correct.
So,
Correct.
like for real, when I was watching it, I was just like,
Kay says, and this is, I agree with you, Kay, like full. Kay says, it's literally killing Joey that Grace prefers dark meat and almost only dabbles in white meat. He just realized that he was never her preference and she was settling with him, which means that he was punching. He was punching. He was punching.
mhm.
Yes, it is. It really hurts him inside that
It's killing him. And then the darkest guy comes in and she's just ready.
Ready.
drooling. Which couple would ghost you after? Who did they say?
She really should have brought Mosiah back, to be fair, because I think that would have hurt him worse. He just doesn't look like, while Blade got like the heft, Mosiah is like literally the like total opposite of Joey. He would have been fuming.
I think though the producers. Go ahead.
But Lionel was looking good in that TikTok though. That you said was I was like, Lionel, wait a I already thought, because I like dark skin, but he was looking good in that.
But I think Chantele said it before. She likes someone with a little more like edge to them, and I think Lionel is like uncle.
Yeah.
Uncle.
No, I'm talking about
I didn't mind. I think
for me. I'm talking about for me.
Yeah. I think he's cute. But I think she like the little twists in his hair and the little baggy clothes and the darker skin. I think,
What was I gonna say? Oh, I think the reason why she brought Blade back, I think it was the producers pushed that to happen.
Yeah,
because Mosiah was kind of like, he thought that she was going to pick him, and so she was surprised by this choice. And then the fact that she wasn't interested in him so quickly, she had the kiss with Mosiah, and she felt that it was a 10 out of 10. So I think the producers knew that the storyline with Blade saying that, she thought who he thought was going to stray at Casa more. I think they wanted to see that storyline through.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
There are literally people who can't wait for Josh to get with Grace so they can vote for Josh and Grace. Like people who are quote unquote former Mimi fans.
I mean,
and I'm like,
so would you? So yeah, okay. So you would vote for Mimi and Io if that was what happened?
I would vote for Mimi.
What if? So whoever she's with.
Why not?
Yeah,
she's not the first person. She is not the first. I mean, unless it was with Sean, but she's not the first person who have done this, to go through this. I don't understand why she gets no grace. Why does a man get to walk in the villa and get more grace than her? I just don't understand it.
Right.
I will never understand it. But misogyny.
Grace and Ruben and Mimi and Josh both got the most answers correct and are both winners of the game.
Which is crazy. Again, what did I say, guys?
No
one in this villa likes each other.
Yeah,
because how does the two just started couples win this freaking game?
Because all they be over there doing is kissing and just laughing and joking and sunbathing on they're not really having conversations. They're not really getting to know each other. They're really
The newest
not.
couple winning over the old couples. So they're all getting ready for the night. We see Matilda pulling over Joey for a talk because they do they go at it a little bit in the game. What was she? Well, she was defending Mimi, correct?
Who?
I mean,
Jess?
defending Grace, correct? Matilda.
Yes.
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 And so,
And Sean was defending Joey. So
yeah, Matilda, I can't support you when you're with Sean. I just can't.
That's what I said.
I just can't. I don't care.
I don't care.
Kay says, to be fair, Kieran spends too much time trying to avoid Nicole kicking off over him just breathing. No time to talk. Yeah, this sucks. This sucks.
I mean, fair, because sometimes when he opens his mouth, she just comes up with something. She just comes up with something that, like, out of the. He's like, please don't do that. Like, it's just odd.
Oh my God, Shirley's is so right. Joey only got Grace when he did because they were on vacation and she was extra tan. She might have been a little bit tipsy. 100%. 100%. And like,
and she recognized
like
the celebrity in him. She recognized the celebrity in him.
He looked like Ruben.
maybe. Because like if he's tanned and if he has like that shaped head, like he could maybe pass as like an eighth.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Maybe. She probably was like, "What? Your parents are both white? Like, I'm not investing in this." So what I said, like when they were talking, is that I think that Joey's trying to ruin everything or whatever Grace has going on, and I think that is his MO. He just wants to ruin what she has going on, and she wants to rub in his face what she has going on. So I guess they're both playing. They're actually playing tit for tat.
They're playing tit for tat.
So we see Mimi talking to Nicole now about her feelings for Josh and Io, and then so Nicole is agreeing with Mimi and being like that she thinks that Mimi shouldn't hold back. And I'm like, Nicole, stop it. She needs to hold back like her feelings about Io. I don't want her to this is not the road she should be going down. He's not someone that cares about her feelings, not respects her feelings, wants to be completely open and honest about where he is so that she doesn't get hurt. Like he does not care.
Right.
Stop pushing her towards him. It's really cruel, I would say, for a friend.
Mm-hmm.
They're not her friend. One,
right.
Her and Matilda talking about, they see the chemistry. I'm telling you. They were telling her, oh yeah, we could see the chemistry from like across the villa. We could still see it, and then gonna tell her, oh, like something's still there, and I was like, Nicole, you give the worst advice. Shut the frick up.
She gives the worst advice.
And so she wants to talk with Io without feeling like she's walking on eggshells around Josh. You won't be walking on eggshells and be saying like, Josh, like, I'm not interested in Io, but I do feel like I still need to have some conversations with him. He's still my friend, if anything, in here. And so I just don't want you to feel a type of way about me talking to him. It's going to happen. Just let him know. And he might be annoyed with it, but you kind of give him the awareness that it's not you going behind his back and going up to the terrace and sneaking to have like a little conversation.
And
right?
This is where Uma is missed, because Uma would tell her, no memes. Right.
Well, first of all, Uma would be in on some of the other conversations to be able to come back to her and tell her the truth.
Right.
Like she'd be like, girl, he is telling everybody and their mother he don't like you. He don't want to get back with you. And Mimi would be like, but he's still flirting with me. She would be like, no, he does not want you. He's only trying to hook you because Josh is here. You need to just focus on Josh. She would tell her that.
Yes, he's giving you the energy that you wanted. Kay saying, Love Island Nicole says, don't let your man's girlfriend get in the way of your relationship, Mimi. Basically.
But let it have been her.
Right.
That was Jess.
Right.
Let it have been Harriet coming back to get Karen.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, no way.
She would have a heart attack, which is another reason why I'm pissed off, because then people are sitting there talking about Mimi's not a girl's girl. Nicole is the one that told her to do it.
Right.
So Jess wants to know why Sean is saying this stuff about Mimi being in the equation still. She's asking this to Io, and then she says to him, "You're actually my favorite person." Silence. And she's like, "Say it back." He's like, "If I say it back, like that, it's not. It doesn't mean anything."
Doesn't mean
Which is
anything.
true, but she always does that. She's like, "I like you a
does
lot.
do
Say
that.
it back." Take his silence for what it is. He doesn't like you that much, Jess, anymore.
Were
Anyway.
they not showing us this before, or has she just amped it up? Because she's becoming desperate.
No, I think he's getting the ick, and he's also like whatever he was doing before with her is lessening, and he's getting the ick, and so she now needs
She's
you
overcompensating and
see the
feeling better.
differences, yeah.
Like she's just like, "Wait, what's happening?" Like I'm trying to like get it back, and
And he's also not telling her the truth. Like the only person who told her the truth about what he's actually saying
It's
was Matilda today, and it was a day later. It wasn't even that.
Dreadful says Joey will be 34 in a couple weeks. I think the finale is on his birthday. That's almost my age. That's freaking weird to me. Yes.
Our luck, he'll win.
For his birthday? I might rather him win over Sean and Matilda.
Yeah, at this point.
Sean and Matilda cannot win.
I cannot stand Sean. I can't stand Sean.
I cannot stand that man. But I can't stand Joey either, so I don't know. It's a toss-up here.
Okay, so Kay's playing devil's advocate here, is saying that the other Islanders also see that Mimi wants Io despite everything. She wouldn't listen to them warning her anyway. That's true.
I don't think that's true. I think they're constantly pushing her back to Io.
It's confusing her, and she's not able to.
Yes, because she was fine. She was fine until Io. Again, I said this earlier. She was fine until Io went to everybody and said that he still had feelings for her, and that it's not fair to him to have to see her in the villa with somebody else, and that now the feelings are for him complicated. Now everybody and their mother is like, "Oh well, poor Io, he has to see her with Josh and their feelings there." And we all know that Mimi has feelings for him, so she just needs to confront her feelings for him and get back with the fact that she needs to focus on Io, even though he's in a relationship with Josh.
Yep, I see chemistry, we see stupidity.
Correct.
That should be on a t-shirt. Jessie and Joey chat about the game, and she felt that it was completely unnecessary to be making these comments. She felt it was completely unnecessary for him to be making these comments, and I obviously agree with Jessie. It would totally give me the ick if my boyfriend was always saying that, like, I'm not interested in my ex, but then always making digs at her. Always has something to say.
Any chance that he can. It's Grace, you know. It would piss me off. I'm sorry.
It would, me too.
And then Joy's saying, like, well, I hope her intentions are pure. What? With their friendship, you hope that her intentions are pure? Like, see, I think that his intentions are not pure, and that's why he's saying this about Grace, because the way that he like sits there after and just like he's like half smiling, but like it looks like he's fuming inside, and he wants to like just like it's like seething, but doesn't want to look like
winning. Like she's winning. Like there's got to be a way that I can get the upper hand here.
Right.
Joey then goes and pulls Grace, and I just love that she does not like let him, like he's like, oh, I just want to come and have like a calm conversation with you, and like she doesn't care about his manipulation. She says what she wants to say, right, and she handles him, and he hates it so much. He hates it. He hates that she's willing to like put him in his place. And I think what she said at the end of their conversation is a lot of what we've been saying, is that he cannot wrap his head around the fact that she has moved on with someone black. That's in the silence. Someone black. silent. Grace sits with Mimi and Jess, and she's just like explaining the conversation that she had with Joey, and then Joey walks by. And then he's like, "Oh, you don't seem happy, Grace. You don't seem happy." And it's like, because I have an ex that's an idiot that keeps on tormenting me. Like, yeah, I'm not going to be happy about you because you're annoying. Fuck off.
I could not do. I'm going to tell you guys, I could not do it. I lived with my ex we separated in October, and I lived with him until he moved out the weekend of our anniversary in May.
Wow. This
Drove me nuts. No, this was
like when it was happening.
Yeah, because we're divorced now.
I was like, what?
We were divorced. We're divorced. What, 6 years now? Be 6 years at the end of this month. And I'm telling you, I literally, it drove me nuts. It drove, like, I would just have to leave the house. I would find things to do outside the house. And I would just drive. I would just go anywhere. I would make dates with people I have no intention of actually entertaining for long term, because I could not sit in the house with that man. I cannot imagine doing this. like having to because at this point, Grace and Joey are X upon X, right? Like, they've done this twice now.
So it's bedtime, and Grace is telling Ruben that she is not speaking with Joey anymore, and I think that, like,
I think that's the right energy.
I think that's the right thing.
I probably wouldn't be speaking to somebody that was treating me that way. Just be like, fuck off. I don't like you. We're not dating. I don't want to have anything to do with you. Just leave my name out of your mouth and we can keep moving. But, like, we're done. I think he needs to know that, but he loves winding her up. So in the morning, we see Jessie complaining. This is the next episode. Jessie complaining, obviously, about the whole situation. Grace is also annoyed by the whole situation, of course. We see Josh and Ruben, the most recent bombshells males, talking, and Ruben thinks that Joey just wears his heart on his sleeve.
I don't know why Joey snowed all of them, because Josh too is like hide Jessie because of or somebody because of Joey. It was just so
so you don't have his back. You don't have Joey's back.
It was just so odd behavior. It just, I'm sorry, like all of that. It's like, I'm sorry. When you don't have a good, how do you say it? When you get so easily snowed by somebody like that, I side-eye you so bad.
Kay says, all of them see celebrity parties in their future.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I side-eye you.
But, maybe we can blame the producers, because they put a celebrity in there and people are not able to maneuver properly because they're afraid of, if the audience is really supportive of Joey, that could be detrimental to them if they don't like Joey, and that also could be why Joey's pissed at Grace, because she's not so enamored by Joey Essex that she's just like, I need to get back with him. I need to talk about him. Like, he's like, what do you mean? Like, I'm a big star. Like, how dare you not be obsessed with me still? That could be another thing too.
Yeah,
exactly.
And like we see in US, it's like the opposite for Cordell. He likes the fact that Serena doesn't give a fuck that his brother is a famous football player. Like, he literally loves that.
Right.
Joey asks Io if his feelings are still there. And he's like, well, of course the feelings are still there. Like, we just put them aside, but we're not acting on them, or whatever he said. I'm like, I don't want to talk about this anymore. Aren't they tired of it?
I'm tired of it.
Some producer keeps telling them not to be tired about it.
Grace don't give an ish about Joey's status. That girl says she can pull a black footballer as soon as she comes out. She doesn't need his connections.
She doesn't even have to wait. His name is Josh.
Or like someone from like that World Cup team that they just lost. Like there's many men that would be very happy to take Grace out on a date.
Exactly.
That have a way higher status than he does. Kay says when Mimi gets home and sees how betrayed she was by everyone in the villa, she's going to be heartbroken. When this is done, the only people she'll probably speak to are Ronnie, Harriet, Uma, and Jess.
I believe it.
Maybe. I don't know. Knowing Mimi, she'll still speak to him. I don't know.
I don't know. Based on what her family was like, her family and her friends were on After Sun. I don't know about all that.
I didn't see it. What happened?
They just are like that, like they don't like Io. They want him to leave her alone. And they just say how kind she is and like she does not deserve this. And I think they will tell her that. Like these people treated you unkind.
It's sad. So they get a text. They're going to play Snog, Marry, Pie. Connor is up first. He kisses Lolly. He marries me because she is wifey material. That kiss with Lolly was their first kiss, by the way. And because Grace pied him, he's going to pie Grace. I like Connor. Too bad he's boring.
Boring.
But somebody in the chat had said that they'd rather Connor and Lollipop win over.
Me too. Me too.
I can see it. There's shit.
He seems nice though. He seems he's a very nice.
No,
guy.
yeah. Emma said that. Emma said she's like she thinks it's a problem of like really nice guys finishing last because she's like he is very very nice. She's like he's not like there was nothing wrong with him. He just was too nice for her, which is crazy.
I mean, I think you can be nice, but I think also he didn't really offer anything kind of like fun or you know what I mean? Like I need to do stuff. Like, can we have a handshake? Can we work out? Like, I don't know. Can we make some food together? Like, I don't know. He just didn't offer anything to do. A lot of people didn't. I'm not saying he's the only one, but if his chat's kind of kind and dry, like if he had a little bit more fun that he could bring to the table.
There's a pot for every lid.
Yeah.
You can have Connor. I'm not trying to say that.
No. I don't want Connor. I'm just saying there's a pot for every lid. It just
and they're not necessarily in the villa?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's somebody out there that would like what Connor's bringing. I just don't know if that person has come into the villa. But, I mean, he's still there.
Yeah, I think it would be better, outside of the villa because he's probably somebody you can snuggle up with, watch your favorite shows with, watch good Netflix, have good dinner, and, cuddle and chill and relax. And in a different world, if he maybe... Does he like Black women?
No, that's what I was going to say. Also, I'm too dark for him, so...
Okay. Because I was like, in a different world, like, it could have been him and Mimi, but I don't think he likes Black women.
No, but he marries her, though. Sean goes next. Matilda, he kisses. He marries Nicole. And Jess, he gives the pie to because Jess had the audacity to stand up for herself and for, her situation with Mimi, with Sean having to yap all the time about his, don't you think there's still feelings there? Like, it's just, It actually is rude. If I was Jess, I'd be like, you know what? Even if you think it, don't need to say it because there's other people involved in this relationship, Sean. But what I wrote is, I think he's a racist. See you next Tuesday.
Me too. Absolutely.
Like, he just relished in pieing Jess. And I was like, I don't appreciate that, Sean.
Absolutely is. And I peeped that several weeks ago.
It's just another incident or instance when he seems to take pleasure in disrespecting a Black woman.
Absolutely.
He just finds any way that he can do it.
And that's what angered me about the Diamante thing. He just wanted to play. He never had any intentions on doing anything. He just wanted to play because outside in the real world, he would never like approach a Black woman. So he was just like, let me just see how it is to kiss because I'm just in the villa on the show. You know what I'm saying? I'm just playing around. I'm just going to see, how it is,
I'm over that, man. I'm serious. Like, I think he's the grossest person on the show. One of the grossest people I've ever encountered. I hope his sweet shop goes down.
You hope that what?
His sweet shop goes down.
Ruben Ruben's next. He kisses Grace and licks the side of her face because she was covered in pie. He marries Mimi and he pies Jessie. Why did he pie Jessie again? Oh, because she came for. Wait, yeah. Why did he pie Jessie?
He said
She was
something
sticking up
about
for
she
it.
wouldn't get to know him.
Yeah,
odd.
yeah. That was what
It was odd. It was like it came out of nowhere. She's like, but I
don't
never
wanna
wanted to get to know
It was very weird. It was very weird.
It was so odd. It was just out of nowhere. And she was like, but I'm fine that I didn't want to get to know you.
Next is Kieran. He kisses Nicole, of course, because it's.
But actually, to think about it, maybe it was like a similar thing to Josh, but just he said something different, like because they both like Joey. Joey was complaining about Jessie not backing him, and they both just decided to pie her.
No, but you remember Ruben wanted her to come on the date. Remember, she was the third person on the date.
Oh, I forgot that. She basically did nothing.
And she
Right,
said, I'm their
and so
wing
he was
woman.
probably
Like, so
interested in,
she made it very clear from the beginning, like,
immediate
I'm
friend
just their
zone.
wing woman. So maybe he felt like, oh, that was her way of saying, I don't want to get to know either one of you all or whatever.
I forgot about that.
I did forget that they were on that date together. She just it was odd why she was on that date in the first place.
Right.
Kieran chooses to kiss Nicole. He marries Matilda because it's Nicole's best friend, and he pies.
This week, because Jess gone. This week, that's our best friend.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And pies Lolly because she decided to take a guy that's in a relationship on a date.
So pies her because the producers forced her to bring your ass into that damn room.
I guess they're trying to fix the drama.
Idiot.
Joey is up next. He kisses Nicole because she's a 10 out of 10 kisser, like, or she got a high score.
No, remember he rated her low.
Rated her low
that on the kissing challenge. So why did you did it? Because Joey likes to do things for the shock. The shock.
No, she still had a high number in the end because Sean voted like Mimi a 1 and somebody else, like, a couple other people voted people that were getting high marks low. So, because didn't he say though that he was kissing her because she was ranked so high?
No, Matilda. No. He. I don't know why he said he was kissing her, but he had rated her low when he kissed her on the kissing challenge. That's why I didn't understand.
He said it was one of the worst kisses he's ever had. I think it was. It was crazy.
Maybe he's trying to make it up to her, or like I don't know
what he was trying.
Jessie is who he decides he's going to marry, and then he pies Matilda. She calls him a fucking little prick. Exactly, he probably has a little prick. Josh is next. He kisses Grace. I was like, Josh. Josh might be like starting to play a little bit of a game now.
It wasn't even that he kissed her, because we saw this on After Sun in a first look. So everybody insisted, oh, he must have did it to get back at Mimi, because we had saw in the tomorrow night that she was gonna kiss Ayo. But then everybody pointed out, well, no, because the boys went first because there's no pie.
Yeah, I was wondering that as well, though. Like, why the hell the women get the pie on them first? So they're doing both the things with like all sticky and gross. Sorry.
Yeah. So it wasn't even so much that he kissed Grace; it's everything that he said after he kissed Grace. And I feel like he also, I don't even think it had anything to do with the Ayo thing. I think he was getting upset and jealous that all these men, because she got like 4 rings, were marrying Mimi.
Mm-hmm. He was over there heated about it.
You could tell. Heated.
When Ruben first did it, he was heated.
Now, this is where I have a problem, because I've seen this also before in other seasons, and I've always said the same thing. If you're getting mad because everybody wants your girl, like marry her, but you got her, supposedly you have her, I have a problem with you, because you should be like, hell yes, you all marry my girl, because my girl's the best one. But you know who has her?
Me. Right.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't get mad at people wifey materialing my guy and be like, okay,
Not
good.
at all.
I'd be like, oh, okay, everybody respects him, likes him.
Yes.
He's a good person. I'm like, I love that.
If I was Lolly, I would be like, oh, you all like my kid.
Right.
Exactly. So okay, so wait, Joey's the one that piled Matilda, which was also weird. Josh pies Jessie. And then wait, so who said? Oh, that's okay. So when Joey was pieing Matilda, everybody thought that he was going to go for Grace, and he decides he needs to say something again. He says, "Oh, I pied Grace enough times, so I didn't feel the need to pie her again."
Yep.
And so again, Jessie was like, the comment was unnecessary.
Sorry, like the pie is fine. The comment was unnecessary.
Right.
Io is next. He kisses Jess. He marries Mimi, and he pies Jessie. What?
You know my favorite part of that part, right?
No, go.
Just so somebody was like, "Oh, how did you feel to Jess?" And she's like, "I'm fine. I would marry Mimi too."
Yes.
And we all like on Twitter.
You're like,
we know.
You know, you love her.
We know.
Right.
Now it's the girl's turn, and Nicole is up first. She kisses Kieran, she marries Connor, and she hard pies Joey. Loved it. Matilda kisses Sean, marries Kieran, pies Joey. Lolly kisses Connor, marries Sean because he's giving husband vibes. I was like, Lolly, you have not been in the villa long enough to have to be tempting your fate here with Sean. Like, we don't like that man. You don't try to attach yourself to him, because that will just take you down.
Literally, she's gone down in my eyes. I'm sorry.
Exactly.
That one comment, Mika. That didn't mean that one
seriously, because to me, that means to me that you're not a good judge of character. I'm sorry.
I agree. Do you think that he's like husband vibes?
Husband vibes?
Oh,
I see the way that you treat Matilda when you're walking around here. I'm like,
he treat her like that now. He was treating her like crap. You ain't see them episodes.
Mm-hmm.
And he pies Ruben. His energy. What did that mean?
So, he's always so high energy, and that turn. That's not my thing. And I was like, go home.
She said it's annoying. She said first thing in the morning. She's tired of it. She don't like
I'm
that.
not a
Some
morning
people don't like happy people in the morning. If you're not a morning person, some people do not like.
I am not a morning person, but listen, do you, boo, and go make me breakfast and bring it to my bed. Thank you.
Yeah.
Like, I would put you to good use. I'm sorry.
Right.
Like you.
Kay says she's on the show at her big age with the full knowledge of people who tend to be on here. Her judgment was already questionable.
Right.
If there was a show for my age group, I would go on it. But I don't know if I'd be 30.
With 20 years, I was going to say, but with 20-year-olds?
No.
No.
It has to be. Yeah, I've never wanted to date a 20-year-old, like, unless I was in my teens still. You know what I mean? Like when I was like 19, I want to
date a 20-something-year-old at my big age. I cannot do it.
I don't know how women our age do it.
So yesterday, I was working at the restaurant, and this really cute mixed black guy was sitting down at the table, and we had the soccer games playing. And the one that was in Miami, the second game, was delayed. And so we were just like kind of all talking about like, when's the game going to start? Whatever. And he's super cute. He's like 6'4", British accent. And he was flirting hard with me. Right? He's just like, there's this older guy that was also hitting on me. And he was like, oh, is that the guy didn't understand him. He's like, oh, is that your bird? Is that your bird? Am I like, and I'm just like, oh my God, I don't want this guy to know that I'm single, because like, I'm like, literally don't want him to actually hit on me, but you can buy your drink and leave. You know what I mean? But like, I know that he kind of has some interest in me, but I'm always kind of like giving taken vibes. But then this guy is hitting on me, and my friend Zena is like, oh, like trying to make me entertain it. And I'm like, no, I don't want to talk about this in front of this guy. And so the guy was like, he's like, my friend Zena was like, how old is he? And she's, are you? And he's like, oh, I'm 22. I was like, what? Just because I'm 22 doesn't mean that like you can't wrap your legs around me. And I'm like, what? I'm like,
that's all I can do.
That's all I would do. That's literally all I would do.
And then I'm like, I could have, you could be my child. He's like, you have a child? I was like, oh my God. But and the boldness was cute, but he was so young. So young. And I was like, my friend was like, you should do it. I'm like, you're really young and you're more than a decade older than he is, okay?
Right.
And so I was like, yeah, exactly. Well, she would. But I was telling him, like, well, maybe I'll set you up with my sister because she's more age appropriate.
Not pushing it off on the sister. She gonna be like, nah, I get in this.
Oh no, he's cute though. He was cute. Like if he's age appropriate, like maybe.
Okay.
Right? Like, but it was the fact that he was like going in hard, and I was like, oh my God, like, no, you're too young. I'm more than double your age.
You are a child, sir.
No, that's a no. Yeah, the Kate finds this funny, but yes, I did get hit on by a 22-year-old Brit, so a little mixed black kid. He's very cute.
Still got it, girl.
Not gonna happen. It's not. Like, I don't even think I could do someone 35. Okay, like
I definitely
22?
could do 35, but yeah, no, 22. My child's age? Hell no.
No.
That's why everybody's always like, Cordell's so fine. I was like, he's cute, but literally, I could be his mommy.
I know, he's like a cute little boy to me.
Yeah,
like,
that's what I'm saying. Like, I like watching him and Serena because, like, it's like he was my son and she was my daughter. I was like, oh, so cute.
That's how I look at it. That's how I
I
look
gotta
at it.
stay together, and I would give them little money to go out on dates and have fun. But no, not for me. No.
That's not the type of relationship that I want to have right now. Then we see Grace kisses Ruben, gives him a kiss, marries Connor, and hard pies Joey. I thought she broke his nose.
I mean, she was like, that thing broke apart. I mean, she was like,
I can't be dating a small child. I can't. I couldn't do it.
We could, but I can't. I don't understand how women are, and our women are that are our age. Look at Drea. Like women who are our age are doing it.
Drea.
She had a whole baby. She used to be on Basketball Wives. She had a whole baby by. Isn't he 23? He's an NBA player. I mean, she did it, you know. But yeah.
I mean, I could be convinced if.
But he has like, doesn't he have a baby like that just dropped two already? Like, so he had two baby mamas already at 22, and he was living with her in her house that another basketball guy was paying for, and he tried to kick her
football
out.
Player, her ex-boyfriend,
her ex-boyfriend,
fiance, the football player who is now telling her she got to get out because she mad
she has to get out
of the house.
And she's fighting him about getting out. And I was like, you're dating your baby's father is a basketball player.
What was it? 4 years for $210 million? What was it, like 4 or 5 years? He just got a new contract. Let him buy you a mansion.
Yeah. But she just wants to be with him? She's stigmatized?
You gotta be.
Oh, hold on. The new date baby mama averages at least 4 to 5. He's underperforming. Oh, it's like.
But he's only 22. Give him 28. He'll probably.
Yeah, true. I'm with Miss CJ. He's 22. He's starting early.
Yeah, doing the whole, what's his name? From the host of Masked Singer.
Oh, Nick Cannon.
Nick
Ken
Cannon,
has
yeah.
what, like 12?
12.
Yeah.
12 kids. It's
Crazy.
a lot of kids. A lot. Jessie is next. She kisses Joey. He marries Connor. Pies Io. Like that. Jess
And she
kisses
did it for
Io.
Mimi.
And she
Like,
did it for Mimi and not
she
for
didn't even do it for
Jessica.
Jess. She did
which
it
was-
for Mimi.
Right, which was weird because I thought she was close to Jess.
She said that though. She's like, even though I'm friends with Jess, I was in Casa with Mimi, and I know what she went through. As she was expecting to come back to you. I rate Jessie for that. To be fair,
agreed. Jess kisses Io, marries Connor, and pies Joey. Appreciate it.
Oh, and that
Mimi
was a big
kisses
one too.
Io, marries Josh, and pies Sean. Accurate though.
Josh did not even want her to put that ring on his finger. The way he was looking at her, he was like,
I think it's messy of both of them to be kissing someone else. It's not them in this particular game. Sometimes the marrying is the more important one. This year, it's the kissing.
I feel like it was the kissing. Yeah,
was the more important one. Nick Cannon is on the quest to populate the earth. Yes, I think so. Oh, Kay's coming with it. Are you ready for it, Mika?
She can say, I told you so all she wants to. Being browbeaten by 50 billion islanders is not, oh, Mimi still has feelings. I'm sorry. I feel like she's being mentally played with. It'd be different if she was just like, you know what? I like Io and I'm going to go get him. When every single islander is coming to you in 2 different games saying you still like Io, you still like Io, you still like Io, you still like Io, you still like this is what she's getting every 2 hours. Like, I don't feel like that's the same thing as saying, you know what? I want to be with Io. I'm going to go back to him. I'm sorry. It's just not. And I said this. I'm like, the producers are doing it to her. The Islanders are doing it to her. And then to be fair, I think it's very, very unfair. I really do. I actually think it is a type of mental warfare that they are playing on her. And that's why
they're just like saying like, this is who you should pick. And so
correct. I get that. Like I understand that. I think that they want it to be her and Io in the end. But at the end of the day, it is not healthy for her because, to be fair, the fact that the show ended the way it did, I really do think that it's so that she could be in the bottom so that they could kick off each one of their partners so that they could force them back together because Io's not playing ball. Do you understand what I'm saying?
That's interesting if that's what ends up happening.
Oh, so this was an individual vote, not a couple?
No, it's a couple vote.
Okay.
But like, it's like say the bottom, like they save 2 people from the bottom couple kind of thing, the bottom 2 couples or something like that. I still think that Mimi might still be up there. Bottom? I don't know. Connor and Lolly are going to be.
People are really going off. I was very surprised. The people are really dragging her in them comments. They are dragging her. I have never seen them drag her like that.
They are dragging her. They are dragging her.
For desperation. They're just saying that she's going out bad.
Says, I will give it right back to her. I'm sorry, but you can't sit there and say you won based on she been wanting to be with Io when 50 billion people are telling her you want to be with Io.
Baby, I would have points on that bull. You know she ain't gonna take that L. You know,
wrong person. Now, give me some other substantial evidence that this is not a browbeat. Sure.
They says, to be fair, Mimi has never once acted out of turn. She consistently been for Io and has not changed course, not once. She wants Io. People may hate it, but it's all her.
I don't think it's all her. I think she would have worked to move on if people would not browbeat her with that man. I don't think she is doing it to herself. I'm sorry. I've watched a lot of reality TV shows enough to see the signs when somebody is being manipulated by their producers.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think that there's a lot of influence towards her getting back together with Io or, exploring that connection.
And that's not to say she doesn't have feelings. Of course she has feelings. She was with him for 4 weeks. I'm not saying she doesn't have feelings. What I'm saying is she's being manipulated by the producers to go back to a man that we all know does not like her.
But she doesn't know that. But she
does not know that. That's my
Right.
problem with the entire situation. She does not know that. It'd be different if it was like a Dammy and India thing where we knew that they liked each other. They both messed up, or one person messed up, or whatever, and the producers, were manipulating them to get back together. That's a different situation. But being in a villa where you cannot leave, and everybody is telling you that, oh, he likes you, and then all of a sudden now everybody's turning it that it's her. Like, that's also what pissed me off about this episode. Everybody was saying to her for the last 2 days that it was Ayo that still wanted her. And now everybody's sitting there telling everybody and their mother, oh, no, it's Mimi. Mimi's the one that wants this. Mimi's the only one that's invested.
Well, the boys are doing that now only because Ayo sat there with all those men and told them it's nothing. And he kept confronting Sean. Like, where are you getting this from? I'm telling you myself right here, right now. It's done. It's done. I don't want to go back there. It's done. And that's how you know he doesn't really care for her, because if he really cared for her off of the strength of knowing he don't want to do right by her, he would just leave her be and dead issue. Dead it. So she could that is my
thing. That's my thing.
He wants to know. What I want to say is Mimi is a perfect example of Eyes Wide Shut. The question is, what green flags has Ayo shown her for the last 6 weeks?
None. She reading between the lines. She a Pisces. She made it up. When she says she reading between the lines, she means she made it up.
Made up some green flags.
Mm-hmm, the green flag she made. But it's familiar to her. It's familiar. And before those other women came in, he matched her relaxed monotone level. And it wasn't until the other people came in, and then he tried to act like, oh, you all bring something else out of me, and I'm this person, this, that.
I've told you that I saw a number of people so conveniently now they're ready to back Grace and Josh. And watch, it'll be another black man, white woman in the final, and there won't be a dark-skinned black woman in the final. I truly believe that.
So Marcia says it's very convenient. Grace now looks like everyone's hero and maybe everyone's frustration. Timing is suspect. Production. # low-key sabotage.
I think they're telling him, don't you want to look at Grace? Mimi, you know that Mimi's having all these chats with Ayo. Don't you think maybe you should chat with Grace? Because you did say, I think production is telling him that, because why would he kiss after complaining so much about Mimi? Why would he go and kiss Grace? I just thought it was very weird, especially when Ruben is with Grace. Like, the whole thing was weird. It was like very weird.
I said the same thing, but whatever. Everybody wants to think that Josh is some perfect guy.
Nobody said he's perfect.
Oh, no. I'm not talking about us. I'm talking about Twitter and Instagram. If you go in the comments, they're all, oh, Josh is so perfect. Why can't she see how perfect he is? And I'm just like, did you hear what he said after kissing Grace? And I didn't even have a problem with him kissing Grace. I have a problem with everything he said after kissing Grace. Everything.
So Matilda, Nicole, and Mimi are talking after the game, and they're all backing Mimi up here. I get backing her up, but like, I just stop having your finger in this pot. Like, stop meddling. Just allow these people to figure it out if they want to. Don't need to push them towards doing something. You don't need to suggest anything. Let them figure out on their own if they're interested. But no, these people
But that's how you know none of these people like each other, because otherwise they would focus on their own fucking relationship.
Exactly. Y'all got enough going on.
Josh is obviously upset. He thinks that she should have kissed anyone else. He's talking to Ayo with this, and Ayo says it's done to Josh.
I agree. She shouldn't have kissed me. I didn't want her to kiss me.
I was shocked.
I was shocked. What did I write? Sean defending himself. Oh, so Sean was there as well.
See,
Oh, because Jess
you're
had
saying
pulled
there's
him.
feelings. Oh, you're saying there's feelings, and Mimi said that there's feelings. So I'm right. I'm right. I'm right. I'm like, shut the fuck up, Sean, because you're wrong. Because just like Jess said, you are saying that Mimi is still a factor in an equation, and everybody else is saying that that's not the case. That's not what you were saying. You weren't saying that there was feelings there. You're saying that she's trying to meddle and get in the middle of this of our situation, which she wasn't.
Kay says rational people can have compassion and empathy for Mimi without excusing and trying to ignore that she's making poor choices. She's choosing less for herself. That's deeper than the show.
Yeah, I think you
It's
came
a
in
show.
late, KB, because we talked about that. We talked about her going back to the familiar just because of the fact that that's what she's used to and not really, knowing how to accept, all of the nice things and gestures because, her feeling anxiety filled and not knowing like when the next shoe will drop. Is this true? Can I trust this? And so in order to stop not having to deal with that, she just rather go back to what she knows and what's familiar. And that's how Io treats her. At least she knows what's coming. So we were talking about that, but I think you were late, so you didn't hear that part. So we're not saying that she hasn't made poor choices. We're saying there are factors that are leading to some of her poor choices.
Like you're saying those are excuses instead of reasonings. Like there's a difference between excuses and reasonings. She is on a show that is manipulative, and she also has human feelings that come from outside the show that she brings onto the show, of experiences of how she has to deal with stuff. Then add to that how she has to deal with stuff in the villa that she would never have to deal with. If she was with Io outside, she said she would ghost him. She would never see him again. She'd never see him and Jess again. So maybe she would get over it quicker. But she's not been afforded that opportunity. She's had to.
I guess for me, I would just feel better if in the confessional she'd be like, I'm not really sure how I feel about Io, but there might be something there, and a lot of people are just talking to me about these feelings. So maybe they're like, if I could just hear her like reasoning about it a little bit, it just make me feel better about her making this choice, or like seeming to make this choice. We don't know what's going to end up happening with this whole terrace scene, and I think that's just what's frustrating. We're not really seeing her decision making. We're not seeing
any of her confessionals. We have seen she has been 90% of the show, and we don't see her confessionals. We do not see her confessionals. That is what I'm talking about, producer manipulation. We don't get what's in her head. We get like to camera. We get what she's talking about other people and other people telling her stuff that is scrambling her head. That's why I'm saying what I'm saying. We don't know what she's thinking.
And she's not a good communicator either. That's why
she's not.
It was terrible, because the both of them together not saying nothing. You know what I'm saying?
She's not. But that's why I'm saying to you that I feel like a lot of this is producer manipulation using Mimi for their show, because I get the press releases. I see how people react to the stuff that they put in them. They do these things on purpose to get people to hate watch it, because nobody wants to watch.
Oh, it's hate watch. This kind of because JB's saying it's a producer's job to create some sort of drama that people would tune in for. If she was happy with Josh and Joey and Grace were chill, happy with Josh and Joey and Grace were chill, everyone would be bored and there would be nothing to discuss. Or there would be real stories that would come out, or maybe
romance.
People might actually start to like each other and a real relationship might develop, because all of this like manipulation and like stirring the pot from the producer's end is actually stopping any real connections from actually happening.
Correct.
So Love Island USA, they have real couples and people are happy, and still a lot to talk about. It's still
a lot to talk about.
Right. And that's my biggest issue with it. And the only reason usually why these couples on USA don't work out is because we are very long distance. Like there's not like a central place that these people are going to be going to. They live in LA and Dallas and all sorts of stuff. They've got to navigate that. They don't come back to like how millions of dollars in brand deals that they can just sit at home and become influencers. They've got to go back to work, figure out how they're going to pay their bills, right? Whereas with this show, yes, maybe these couples come off of the show and stay together for like a year or whatever, but they can do that because they can sit down and just be influencers and pretend to be in this happy relationship that they're not really happy in. But I personally think I don't see any of these couples staying together.
None.
Marsha wishes that Uba was still in the villa because she would have kiboshed this whole entire Mimi Io thing. Plus, ratings were bad for Love Island UK this past week, so they're using their most popular Islander, Mimi.
They are. I'm telling you, I get the press releases and I put them out and I see what people are worried about, because I put it on my platform and then I see it on Twitter. I get screenshots from Reddit and what people are commenting and what they're sharing. Do you know that they're only sharing the stuff about Mimi? They do not care about anybody else. So they're creating all this drama around Mimi and Mimi's triangle so that people will come either hate watch it or just to watch what happens if she gets back with Io or not. They don't care. They do not care.
So Kay has a question. So why bring in all the bombshells that were clearly meant to entice her? She sees your point, but she also sees where they have given her options and she has rejected them.
I don't understand the question.
What she's basically saying, like, if the producers are they just want her to be with Io and like want that relationship to be, be all and end all for Mimi, why would they then also be wanting her to have some other options and other connections?
They sent her one option, which was Omar in the beginning, right? Right? So
yes.
Yeah. So they sent her Omar in the beginning. And then they sent her a twist that she could still back Io. Why?
No matter what, though, she's saying that Ruben is also to be someone that they brought in for her to potentially then take her out on a date. And Josh, they both took her out on a date as well as an opportunity.
Lionel and Casa, like they're saying she had options and she didn't choose them, which is true. That's very fair. That's a very fair point.
So we're tossing out anything that Io has said to her, done for her in the 4 weeks that they have got together. She's supposed to know he was lying to her.
So Kate says saying Omar Connor. I don't know about Connor.
Connor was definitely not there for her. Ruben was definitely not there for her. Lionel was in Casa when she was still with Io. So again, they sent her early on Omar. And then they sent her right afterwards a twist that she could steal Io back. So I'm confused at how that's them clearly wanting to foster.
Well, I mean, I think that I would have to say, though, that most Black people on the show do not have that many people that are coming in with an interest in them from the past seasons that I've watched, US and in UK. And so I think Kay is recognizing that it seems that they want to support Mimi to at least a little bit, with the fact that they have been giving her options to not make her be, necessarily voted out, to have people that are going to be willing to take her on dates when Io completely pies her after Casa Amor. And so it does seem a little bit like the producers are on her side in her pursuit for love.
I don't believe that. I'm sorry. Just call me stubborn.
More than a lot of other people.
I don't
how many times have we said, we even said, why don't they bring in somebody for Mimi? We hope that they bring in someone for Mimi with this whole Io situation. And they did. And she's not interested.
I don't think she wasn't interested. Then they allowed him to sit there and say he has feelings for her.
He could have interested enough to stay with him over Io. Let's just say that she's not interested enough. She might be interested
again. Io was supposed to be dumped, right? Io was in the bottom 3, and he was supposed to be dumped, and they didn't dump him. And they still had people sleeping outside. They still kept Io and Jess. Why?
So Kay says that Mimi was closed off from day one. She basically pied Moonveer. Yes, he wasn't really that into her. But she didn't even give the illusion of being open versus Moonveer at least tried to pretend to be open. I think
That's a
that
bad
it just seems that Mimi has only really had one track mind for Io. We can't tell necessarily if there has, or I can't tell now. I can't know wholeheartedly that there has been producer manipulation on this specific, like, this specific person. Like, I can't know that 100%. I could maybe look at past seasons and say, like, okay, this is what seems what happened, but I could also say that I've not seen producers bring in so many options for somebody. I think that they actually like Mimi, and I don't 100% think that they're trying to completely tank her.
Difference of opinion. That's all I'm going to say, because at this point I don't know what else I could say. I've explained it enough at this point.
Well, I guess what I can't agree with is the fact that you're just not giving any sort of autonomy to Mimi and the choices that she's been making.
Not when I see somebody being manipulated. No, I won't.
But you can have a clear thought about something. Like, you can still make your own choices. Yes, might have certain influences might cloud it, but I just I don't feel like she's being, you use the word brow bash. What was it?
Browbeaten. She was
browbeaten. I don't know if it's as harsh as you're kind of making it out to be.
Okay.
Anyways, so Josh is annoyed with Sean, who isn't, with his comments, and he's still trying to claim that he's right, about what's going on and with the Mimi situation. I just want to know why Mimi's pushing Josh away. Even if she has interest in Io, she knows what Io has done to her in the past. You would think that she'd want to at least keep Josh in the back burner a little bit, just have that going just in case things don't work out with Io, because what she has seen over and over again is that things do not work out when she puts her interest and invests into Io. So I would think that she would want to at least keep somebody that's interested in her around, because if Io doesn't want to agree with getting back together with Mimi's going to end up getting dumped, because Josh has options, and I can see Josh moving over to Grace and Io taking back Jess and Mimi getting dumped. That's a possibility.
I think she does want to keep him around. I think she does want to keep him around. That's why she's crawling on the terrace. She doesn't want him to see her. I think she does want to keep him around. I think he is so much of an ego person that he's not going to allow her to keep him around just on the back burner, because he keeps seeing her pull Io for chats, or he keeps hearing this mumbling in the villa of the feelings, and he's like, nah, I got options too. I can go over here. You're not gonna keep playing me because I don't put forth all this effort. So I think it's him that doesn't want to be kept in the back burner, but I think she does want to keep him around while she figures things out.
He has said he does not want to be on the back burner. She did tell him she wanted to talk to Io. He said, talk to him for what?
I mean, I wouldn't want to be put. Fire signs don't like to be put on the back burner, so
yeah. So I mean,
I understand, but I'm just saying, I think she does want to keep him around. He's the one that doesn't want to be kept
exactly,
around. So,
but she also has to who is she dealing with? Keeping some. If she needs to either decide if she wants to still pursue something with Io or not. I think that
I agree with you. No, I was just responding to the fact that you said I don't know why she doesn't want to keep him around, and what I'm saying is she does. It's just that he's not going to be kept like that. So you can't keep someone like that around who doesn't. But in her mind, she does want to do it. She just can't do it because it can't be done. It can't be done with him. You're not going to play me. I'm not going to.
That's what she said. She said it's what she said. It's been, you just came in. We're still getting to know each other. I want to focus on you, but there's still something here that I need to obviously figure out. So I just don't want to. I want to have the conversation with Io, but I don't want to be stepping on eggshells, and the eggshells is Josh's ego.
No, or respect. Like that could be also considered walking on eggshells. Like if I think that maybe he's not gonna like it, but if she were to approach him before she went and talked to Io, I think that yeah, he might be irritated by it, but he'd be less irritated by her sneaking off and doing it behind his back and making him look stupid. So I think that how she goes
She did
about
say
doing
that.
it.
She did say that to him today.
But isn't she the one that's crawling and hiding on the terrace right now?
Because
he didn't take well. She did try to warn him. Let me.
So then
both
they're
of y'all
done.
are right.
Like I would just assume that they're done then, right?
Well, no, she did try to tell him ahead of time, and he didn't take well to it. He said, "Talk to him for what? You don't need to talk to him. He ain't with it." So that's why she crawled.
Which is fine, but he's allowed to not be with it. You know?
Oh yeah, I agree, but I'm just saying she did tell him beforehand.
And you also raise the risk that they're not going to like what you have to say, and they're not going to be about it.
Oh, I agree.
I mean, that's what I said. I'm fine with it. If he dumps her, he dumps her. Like at this point, I feel like if she goes home, she goes home because they obviously they want her dumped.
Marcia says, no, Mimi definitely can move a bit better, especially the sneaky terracing. Respectfully, not a good look. Jessica will be so hurt.
Yeah, well, what I mean, if I was me, I wouldn't be concerned about Jessica feelings. That's
the last person.
That's the last person feelings I'm considering. To be honest with you, I'm gonna just tell you straight up. Like I'd be concerned about my feelings and Josh's feelings, but Jessica wouldn't. She wouldn't enter into the equation.
She told him
she wasn't concerned about mine when she got with him in Casa. So.
She told him she needed to have a conversation with Io away from everybody's ears because she didn't want anybody else in their mess. And Josh said, "I agree. I don't want anybody else in them in my mess. I don't like people being in the middle of my relationship." And so then she's like, "I just think that me and Io need to have like a conversation to get on the same page because I feel like we're not on the same page." This is after Karen talked to her. And he's like, conversation for what?
Right.
And so, I mean, at this point, she's trying to have a conversation without prying eyes, but she sent Joey, of all people, to go get Io. I'm just like, that was a mistake. Like, of all people, Joey, you might as well have sent Snog.
Like, actually, do you know what I hope? I hope that Io does go up there and he sneaks and crawls on the floor and is sitting there beside Mimi, and then Joey and his messy ass tells Josh, and Josh goes up and sees it. Like, I just give me that. Give me that if you're gonna give me this nonsense. Give me that. Please. Okay, lastly, Kieran and Joey are arguing. He thinks that it's weird that he kissed Nicole. So do we. Did he really give a good response with this whole, like, you keep on cutting me off stuff? Like, Joey was, I thought, fuming underneath the surface. And
he doesn't think anybody should question him. Joey doesn't think anybody should question him.
Joey is doing what the producers have asked because I don't know why he's still there.
So they get a text. They're going to get to watch England play Spain. Everybody's getting ready for the night. They watch the game. England loses.
It is never coming home, guys. Sorry.
Say again?
I said it's never coming home. Sorry, not sorry.
Kieran and Nicole and Mimi are talking. Kieran thinks that Josh is closed off, which is kind of true. So they're definitely not on the same page, him and Mimi. Jess and Io talked, and she is very annoyed with Sean. And this is when Io's telling Jess that he was also surprised by the kiss that Mimi gave him. Josh and Mimi talk again. He finds it embarrassing that she kissed Io in that game. He thinks that it's better that he kissed Grace, someone that he was interested in, versus her kissing Io, someone that she's had history with. So yeah, a little bit. I don't know if I agree with that.
Right.
I mean, Josh, it's the same thing. You both kiss somebody that you have interest in to some degree. Jess talks to Sean. And I'm wondering, why are you so obsessed with Mimi's feelings?
Obsessed.
Why? Why is everybody obsessed with her?
I'm over every single person in this. Again,
like somebody got the memo.
Get your own set of business because why? Every single person.
Every single person.
I'm over it.
Kieran talking to Josh says he doesn't think it's done. Okay, so like that's gonna push Josh away. Fine, whatever. Io does pull Josh to talk and tells him that he was shocked by the kiss. And Josh is kind of I think he's over it. He's like, I'm better than this. I'm like,
Go ahead, go get your white woman guy.
But
and
like, I also don't want to be
Io is
waiting
such
around
a
for somebody that doesn't want me, right? Like, you know.
But Io is such a prick. Again, that's what I'm saying. He don't care nothing about her, because why you had to pull him for a chat and say that? Like, you had already told him when y'all was all sitting together that you were shocked and you didn't know she was gonna kiss you. So why you gotta pull him for another chat by yourself and say the same thing? Like, again, try to dog me like it's her, it's not me. I think he thinks Josh can beat him up. That's for one thing. But it's just
that's what I
you know
get
what
from
I'm
that
saying?
conversation.
But it's just like but it's just like so whack. Again, like he don't look out for Mimi at all.
Kay says, please, sir, you just wanted to make it clear to Mimi that you had options. He wanted to kiss Grace and get his lick back. Yeah, absolutely. You want to be like, you want to, it was a little tit for tat vibes,
right?
For sure. Or he was the tit at that point, and she tatted, right? Yeah, she was second. Marcia says that Io could shut this down, bring the same energy and words expressed to Josh and Jessica. Yeah,
exactly. But he won't.
Shut it down. Io and Josh were having boy code, unfortunately. Yeah, they were kind of vibing boy-wise and like...
And again, judgment. Sitting there complaining to the ex that you don't want me to talk to, that you're getting pissed off at me about talking to. Judgment.
Yeah.
Jess and Matilda have a conversation, and Matilda's standing up for Sean and saying that Sean is she's getting the Matilda side of things and Sean's getting the male side of things from Io, and that Io's been putting aside his feelings. What's annoying though is what people like. I think Io was saying this mostly this episode, is that you could put aside your feelings and choose to move on, which is actually true. So just let them do that, people. Just because you have
they bring it up more than the two of them do. Everybody else brings it up more than the two of them do.
This is my point. That's my entire point.
Kate says Io was sending the bat signal that Mimi still wants him, is what that was about.
Yeah, because now he wants to chat with him. Now that he feels like he has the upper hand.
Absolutely.
Before so he didn't want to chat with Josh when he felt like Josh had the upper hand. But now it's like, see, she want me, your boy. She want me back. She don't want you. She want me
it's
back.
The opposite of hello, Barbara. This is Shirley. Like, right. It's literally the opposite. And so my whole thing is, again, side eye, because why are you sitting there complaining to the ex?
Right.
When you know he's just gonna throw fire on the grease.
Yeah.
So again, I side eye you, because why are you even doing that? Why are you taking what he's saying? Why are you doing that? And even if you did take what he said, if he's saying there's no feelings on his end, then that is what it is. Mimi has already told you that she still has feelings, because she did not get over them by having someone new. And you said, okay, you'll take the time. Now it's too much time. Then I agree. Bye, Josh. If you can't do it in the time that's allowed, bye, Josh. And I have no problem with that.
Kay says, I don't believe Io confides in Sean. That little weasel doesn't have anything to talk about. He ran out of watermelon drops.
Exactly. Kay.
I mean, he was there for conversations. That's the only thing. When he was saying it to other people, he was there for the conversation.
Marcia says, funny how all of a sudden everyone cares and has a specific opinion about Mimi and Io. It is annoying. It is annoying. And I guess like I'm just so strong-minded and stubborn that like if I want to move on from somebody,
I've already told you.
But you are an Aquarius. Y'all are.
But you also know that I would not. This would not work on me. I would tell them to get on my fucking face with that bullshit. And I'd be like, Josh, listen, I thought we were getting to know each other. If you can't handle the fact that I have to sit here with my ex, then you be gone. And you could go to Grace. I don't give a fuck. I would do that to each and every one of them. And if I get dumped, I get dumped. But I don't care. Like, you're not going to sit there and play mental warfare with me. But I understand that I am also 40-something years old. I've also also
Right.
come to this point. I don't know what I would do as a 20-something-year-old being there for 4 weeks, falling in love with somebody, and then he just dumps me without explanation. Never gave her an explanation. Never gave her an explanation.
He's
And then
still not going to give her one.
and he's still not going to give her one. But again, as I said, outside the villa, people want this regardless. They want, you want to know why somebody ghosted you, even if you just had a conversation. Well, why did they just ghost me? You want that closure. She has not had closure.
Right. Well, I feel like closure is a scam. So,
Yeah.
don't ask me because I don't. I give my own self closure. I don't.
That's what I'm saying. I learned a long time ago. Seeking out
You
closure.
for yourself, not
Yes,
from somebody else.
correct.
100%.
But that's what I'm saying. But that is something I learned from my, probably 30s, because I didn't date before I was married.
Right.
Right. You know what I mean? But dating in an online world and somebody just that you think you're having a connection with, and they just stop talking to you, or they, stop showing up for you or whatever. You learn that, what? Me seeking out, trying to figure out, well, what did I do, or what did you do, or what? That's it, like you said, it's a scam. You don't need that. You need to just figure out what your feelings are, and either you can move on and you do a Amy Hart. You do a what you call it, an Amber, and you just move on to your Greg, or you can't move on and you do an Amy Hart and say, you know what, I was actually really in love with you, and I can't do this. I cannot move on, so I have to self-eliminate. And that is fine either way. Neither one of those people are in worse for wear, I would feel, in their public persona, right, after the show. But at the end of the day, you have to make that determination. But I don't feel like people are allowing her to make that determination, because they're putting feelings on her. They're saying, no, you feel like this. You need to do this, instead of, but she doesn't know how. She's not that type of person. Everything that people love about Mimi, she's so mild mannered, and she's so classy, and it's the reason why she's not telling them all to fuck off.
Mm-hmm.
I wish that she had a little sprinkle of Aquarius in her. Just like a little dabble of Aquarius, Jeez Louise. All right. Well, Takei says, to be fair, there's not a lot happening for the Islanders to chat about at the moment. So far, both games caused some sort of fallout. Absolutely.
They could just go kiss each other, since they supposedly like each other so much.
I mean,
the hideaway is open, people. Don't understand.
So at the end of the episode, we see, we've kind of briefly talked about it, Mimi asking Joey to tell Io to meet her at the terrace. She's doing this sneaking, crawling into the terrace so nobody can see that she's up there. And it closed out the episode with her waiting for Io to come.
Mm-hmm.
Now, do you think that they're going to have a kiss here?
What?
Or do you think he's not going to show up?
I hope he doesn't show up. I want it to be over.
Hope he doesn't show up, but I don't know. I'm gonna tell you the truth. I said it when we came into here. I'm over the entire thing.
Yeah,
and I'm
very much over
I will. My opinion probably won't matter after this, because I really don't know how much I'll be watching this show for. I have so many other things that I could be doing than to watch these people manipulate the show to the way they want to. And I do not think there will be a couple I'm like, oh my God, they won the show. I don't care about the couples that are left.
What if Mimi gets pied by Io, and she then is able to kind of get over him, because that was just okay, that's the nail in the coffin. She apologizes to Josh by how she was feeling and how she was acting. He apologizes to her for the way that he responded, and they decide to start over again, and they start dating again with intention.
That would make me happy.
It would make me happy, but I also am just over it. I am truly over the entire thing. She was on track to win this show.
I know.
And they, to me, made sure that she could not, in my opinion. They do it every year.
Says, I hope that he doesn't show up. Mimi needs Io to shut it down to preserve her dignity, since she's incapable of doing it herself. Yeah, she not in this setting, not in this atmosphere. She can't do it. Okay, do you have any last words to say about this episode?
I like I said, I'm over the season. I said this coming in. I'm over this season. This season has now tracked to be the worst season since season 9. I'm sorry. So that my opinion is probably going to stay for the rest of the time. Even if Mimi makes it to the finals with Io or Josh or whoever she decides to go there with, I'm done with the entire thing. I've watched their games for the last how many seasons that I don't trust anything this production does. So
Marcia says production will make Io show up. Why show the clip all over the internet as a first look? I just want him to not show up because maybe they want her to get embarrassed, this way.
Well,
by getting back with him, not by him standing her up. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I over it, over the entire thing. We'll see. I'll get my press release in the morning, so we'll see if a conversation happens or not.
Yeah.
Oh dear. And if they do have a conversation, do we think that any words would be said? Like any understanding?
There's still feelings there, but you know that I'm with Jessica, and so I'm going to have to, and Josh and you, and Josh and you, and you and Josh, and so
exactly right.
Sorry, what?
I mean, it's like, see, I knew that there were still feelings.
Kay says because she's crawling, literally crawling. When have they not shown that? They showed Joey ducking too. Okay, so that's it, guys.
That's it.
How do you really feel, Tamika, about this situation? I don't know if we got it.
Over it. So I tweeted it, so I don't know. I literally tweeted over it. I'm like, and so now they want Mimi dubbed. Okay, over it.
Is there any way to redeem this season for you in some sort of way? Anything
that of course, it's done. It's done. She
finds a way to win, and that's not going to happen. So it's done. Yeah, she's done. They don't want it to happen. Listen, you all can say that they wanted Mimi to get her love story. Fine, possible. But they don't want her to win. And you can't change my mind on that one.
I agree that they don't want Black people in general to win. Has there been a Black person to win the show ever here?
Amber is biracial, and I think that's as far. Every other person they have sabotaged, and I know even the mixed race, because I really thought season 6 that maybe Luke and Shanice was gonna have it. They've sabotaged everyone.
We gotta love the UK. Well, and what do you have going on, Tamika?
Well, I need to hop over here. It's already 10 o'clock and go try to catch up on Love Island.
I can't believe I like time. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, and watch the episode. So I have it set for 11.
You can change the setting.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. But I will see if I can get through the episode. But I don't even know how much the episode is because they had so much stuff they were stuffing into this episode tonight. Oh my god. So
Cassie's showing up.
Mm-hmm. So Tamika, the people asking here about Bachelorette. The people
we just have to figure out. It was just a long week for me. I had a lot of stuff, and then have a lot of stuff going on this week, so we will figure it out. And also, the episode did not record on my DVR because my freaking DVR is an ass. So,
have you watched it yet or no?
I couldn't watch it because when I went to go Hulu, I have to have Hulu Plus Live, so I actually have to sit down and watch it on demand.
No, why don't you do with your VPN? Do it on like City TV, and I think you can still do it on that.
Oh, maybe that's
I don't know if it makes you have to be have a.
I was able to watch the Bachelor the Bachelor in Paradise.
So maybe try
Yeah,
Like
because I could
anything?
skip commercials because I can't skip commercials on ABC. That's the problem.
Are you recording it now?
Yes, I'm recording now. I said that and claimed the fame to record for series, but yeah, that's what happened.
Okay.
Oh, yay. KB says it's 1 hour and 4 minutes. Do we think we're getting a Wednesday episode? Because I don't know. They're stretching it
I
out.
hope so.
I hope so. I feel like they need it to have
Yeah.
only like 5 episodes left, and you
Right.
haven't even completed bringing in a new bombshell yet. Like
Exactly.
how's the
Wild.
heart rate challenge now? It's so
Wild.
so
They
late.
needed an extra week. They really did. They needed an extra week.
Or do
I
this
agree.
last week. Oh no, last week was a good week, so never mind.
Yeah.
Last week was good.
I can't wait to see about Kitty and Janae in the hideaway.
I cried yesterday for them.
I love that for her. He is so, the way he looks at her, he just like.
And again, people still think that he's a scammer. They think Serena's a scammer. I'm just like, listen,
They
guys.
think
I don't
Kenny's
know.
a scammer?
They think
Yeah.
Kenny's a scammer.
And like I also saw with Kenny, his like I believe it was his cousin was talking about like this is how Kenny is. Like he's a lover. He really wants to find his person. He wants to get to
He
that
wanted
next
a
stage in
mature
life.
woman. He
Yeah.
dates older. I mean, personally, I don't think anybody in those two couples are scamming, but there are some. There's definitely scammers in
He
the
was
crowd.
like,
Yo,
in
this
high
is
school,
one-
he only had one girlfriend. Then he was in college. He was like, I was a puppy with treats. But now he's like, I got that out of my system. I'm back to wanting a one. He's a one woman man. Like he back to like, I want my person, you know?
Yeah. What were you saying,
Yeah.
Shannon?
The scammers are Aaron and Rob. I think Kendall is playing and I think Kendall's a scammer. I don't think that he's actually as into Nicole as he makes
No,
out to be.
Kendall had
And
a
her too.
girlfriend right before he came on the show, and literally dumped her and went on the show.
Yeesh.
He's
Yeesh.
definitely a scammer.
Did see this.
Yeah, he's I've seen the
We
lies.
saw that.
What were you saying? You said somebody else was saying something, Chantele?
Oh, there's like a recapper that like sometimes I really like listening to them, and I don't agree with any of her takes about Serena and like I just like none of the like black couples, and I'm just like so frustrated when I hear their takes sometimes. And she said she voted for Kendall and Nicole because she loves them. She thinks they're so genuine. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Like you could not like those two couples, totally fine.
Yeah.
But how can you say that Kendall and Nicole's relationship is more genuine than the other two?
I don't know.
Insane to me.
It's insane to me.
Like
they're not, even their conversation that they had talking about the outside wasn't talking about the outside. It wasn't talking about anything, to be fair. And also I was telling this to people. I do kind of feel like production is trying to figure out a way to get Aaron and Kayla into the final, because if they don't, there's not going to be a white couple in the final.
I mean, I think they'll get there just because.
Yeah, I don't know. Nobody likes them. Reddit doesn't like them. Facebook doesn't like them. IG doesn't like them.
I really don't know if it's a possibility they really cannot get in there. Like
because on the app, it was like, oh, their boyfriend and girlfriend. Everybody just like did one thumbs up. Then it was like Janae and Kenny. Oh, they're closed off. Everybody did three smiley faces. It's crazy.
Ew.
It's bad. It's actually very, very bad. So that is my theory right now. But yes. All right. Well, so guys, just if you like and subscribe to my channel, again, just because I disagree with you does not mean I don't love you. And so head over to my channel.
No, because she loves to have a debate.
I do. I'm a Taurus. I love a good debate.
I was a debate champion.
But I will absolutely.
I was on the debate team as well.
Right?
Were we all fucking debaters? I love coming with facts. Like
that's what I'm saying. Listen, come with me with facts, and we go back and forth. That's it. But so yes, head to my channel, subscribe, and hit the notification button when I go live for Love Island USA. Hit me there, okay? Maybe knows I love her. This is not
Kay's on the debate team too. And Miss TJ, anything going on you want to share with us?
No, nothing. I'm just trying to watch these shows.
We're
Yeah.
watching these
Trying to watch
shows.
Yeah.
We're getting back on track. Last week was busy for
Yep.
all of us. So we'll see if we can get it together this week. Because claim to fame, we need to do before Wednesday. I need to catch up on that before Wednesday.
Yeah.
Bachelorette, obviously. This show is at least ending so that in USA, so I'll have a lot of time back.
Yeah, I mean, I can hate watch Love Island UK. I'm just saying that don't expect me to be like, oh my God, it's like just the greatest show on this earth. No.
We know that we're not there. I'm not feeling anything for any
nothing
couple.
for nobody. And they keep trying, but it's not working.
I'm worried about Big Brother though. I'm worried if they make this. I used to get so excited for Big Brother Summers, like so excited. And it was because I'd have the feeds and like I'd be on like listening to the feeds in the background all day, that I'd watch the episodes, I'd be watching any recaps. Like I would get so invested in the show. And the fact that it's starting with me already being disappointed, I'm worried.
I'm worried. Do you know last summer with the whole thing with Sheree and all of them, I was obsessed. Like I was trying to book clients around certain times. I was so obsessed with the live feeds. I remember I had to take my mom to the airport and she came on my house and she was like, I gotta go. I need to get to the airport. Why are you cut this TV out? I'm like, no, it's the live feeds. And then I was turning on the app on my phone.
I was gonna say, just put on the app on your phone because I did that.
Yeah, and then hooking it up to the car. So on the way, she like,
that's on the way to work. That's what I used to do. Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, we gotta listen to it in the car. And, you know,
don't have time right now. Maybe
to not have that.
Yeah. No, but that's what I said. Like, the year Taylor won, I literally slept like 2 hours. That 2 hours when they would stop talking and go to bed, and like right before work, and I would sleep like those 2 hours, and then wake up and then go to work, half sleep, and then they wake up in the afternoon, and I'm there checking Twitter to see what they're doing. Do I need to like which conversations I need to come home and rewind?
Like I would like if the Twitter feeds, like I would go back and like look at the live feed updates on the Twitter feeds and be like, okay, I need to go back to like 9:52 and watch that, or like I'll watch the whole day in like 4x. You know what I mean? Like it's but I always go back. I never, at this point, I don't watch it in real time, usually because unless it's just in the background. But if I'm going to do research for the live feed update, like I will set out my 6 hours that I'm going to watch the whole day. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And if I can't do that,
I just don't know who came up with that decision making. I just don't understand how it makes sense.
They want to be able to put racists on the show without it being, if they say the N word, then they just want to be able to not have to worry about it being spread all over the internet.
Do you know what though? Maybe they'll be able to do is like somebody will just start streaming it somewhere where you could
rewind.
Yeah,
that's what's gonna have to happen, because I can't see how everybody's gonna be able to podcast this, not the live feeds.
How is Taryn? I just don't know how.
So JB wants to know if you and KB are gonna go on camera and talk it out.
We don't have time right now. We could definitely do something at the end of the season and do a nice little wrap up.
Okay, see what ends up happening with the Mimi saga. KB says no, YT streaming is not for me. YouTube streaming is not for me. Happy to support content creators who I believe give quality content analysis. Yeah, I mean it's fun. The discussions are fun.
Yeah,
they're
that's why. Listen, if I did not care, like I would not show y'all comments. If I did not, do you understand what I'm saying? Right. If I did not want to have the conversation or have the debate, I would not even show you comment. I would
just like, okay, skip that. Yep. Well, and like I don't even know what I believe necessarily, but sometimes I'll just have an opposite opinion just to have one. Sometimes in these type of contexts, you know.
Yeah, what she's saying is she'll play devil's advocate. Devil's avocado.
I definitely play devil's avocado sometimes. That's what India says.
Yeah, that's what I said. That's what India said. I love it.
Yes, we love debate. Honestly, I'm an Aries, so fire sign. Yes. But you guys, we really do get along, though. You guys are the best match. Okay, love everybody. Sorry for keeping you online talking about this train wreck of an episodes, 2 of them, for so long. But it's all about the conversations that we're having. It's not about the show. So thank you for being here and joining in on the conversation, both Miss T-Joy and Mika. Make sure you subscribe to both of our channels, like all of our social media. Just help us build this community because it makes it easier for us to bring you more content, because if we don't have a day job and we can just focus on this, we can cover all these things that we want to talk about. So help us out. Let's get us all to the next level in our subscriptions and our followers and all that jazz we can get, so we can become influencers. I want to be an influencer, damn it. So let's get someone to approach me. Right?
Same. Absolutely same. I told that to YouTube today too.
You did?
Yeah, they gave me a survey. I was like, it'd be nice if you paid me.
Oh, very good.
Yeah, maybe like if there's some sort of like consistency thing, like, because you might not be getting the views necessarily, or it's not being pushed out in front of however many people, but showing consistency of seasons, I think there should be some sort of reward for offering content.
Yeah. Yep.
Absolutely.
I agree. That's what I basically said to them, because I'm like, you're getting people to come to your platform because of me,
right?
But I am not making anything from it, and you're saying I need to have this plus this, but also you're not sending my stuff out in order to get that to happen. So it's like, double-edged sword.
Yep. Rocking a hard place, all that jazz. That jazz. So yes, thank you to everybody for being here. Like this video. What do you think about the Mimi situation? Leave your thoughts in the comments and we can continue this conversation there. All right, everybody. Bye.
Bye.